What is up, everybody? How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Doing
Awesome.
great.
So, I'm hosting for this evening. As you can see, I'm Connor. Sir accused me for VT sucking Doherty. To my left is Lucas. Travis Dye is your dad, McKnight, who is muted for some reason. He is still muted. Below him is Andrew. How about them dogs, Coster?
How about them dogs?
And directly below me is Ryan. Pine will beat USC Fravel. Will you ever say anything in there about Notre Dame sucking?
Nah, because he's ignorant.
No, because Drew Pine is a god, and if we have Drew Pine, we don't suck.
Yeah, so is Westbrook, according to you. He had 8 points last night. Guess what? The Lakers have the same number of wins as the Hawks, and the Hawks haven't even played a game.
Hey, you know what? Real quick, Connor, I do have a buddy who wanted to say this really quick. He is a Ravens fan as well. And
is that Blake? Is that who's saying that?
Yep.
What's up, Blake?
Good, he is a Ravens fan, and he said he's your guy now because
there you go,
fellow Ravens fan.
Whenever I start my own channel, he'll be my first subscriber just because of that. Okay, so obviously, guys, we had a very exciting, interesting week going on. So obviously, we're going to start with a recap, and of course, probably the biggest game, obviously, in terms of result, was that the number 2 curse continues to live on from 2007. Iowa lost at home to Purdue. It was not a pretty game from Iowa at all. And Purdue, thank you, Coster. And now Iowa has no chance to make the college football playoff at this point. And Purdue is now ranked. So who wants to start off talking about this game?
You got Luke. No, Lucas, you go ahead.
Okay. Well, I said the previous week that Iowa isn't good, and
I second that.
They got really lucky against Penn State. So I mean, we kind of saw this coming. Maybe not against Purdue, but we definitely saw them losing a game, or they might even lose like 3 games. It's like going to be one of those like Mississippi State, Dak Prescott type deals.
Yeah, I mean, I was with Lucas. Especially if you go back and watch the Penn State game, their offense was definitely an issue, and we saw it again. I mean, Peters threw 4 picks, and
Purdue came for that mob money right there.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, dude, that's you know what's weird. It's like the last few years, Purdue's done that every once in a while. It's like they're a big underdog, and they've blown the team out. We saw this when they played Ohio State a few years ago, and then we saw, of course, this year with Iowa.
The Tyler game?
Yeah.
Name was?
Fun. I think that was actually 3 years ago today. Fun fact.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so RIP Tyler. GOAT.
Yeah.
But, Iowa, that's what we thought. Their offense just has been what the killer for them. It sucks. I do like Iowa, but this team is not a playoff team, and I think this kind of just like shows it. I guess they'll win the West, but I mean,
no, Purdue's in the West now.
Well, yeah, but like what? Purdue's 4-2, unless. Oh yeah, but I guess
because they ahead. Yeah,
I don't think Purdue's lost in the conference yet.
Yeah, they haven't lost in the
wait. So they lost to Notre Dame, and who else?
Oh, I'm blanking right now.
Who did they lose to?
They didn't play. They haven't played Ohio State or Michigan or any of those guys, right?
I believe no.
Did they beat Oregon State or did they lose to Oregon State?
They beat Oregon State.
They did beat Oregon State. Let me see here, but I guess you could argue that they're not even the favorite to win that the division anymore. Minnesota.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have lost in conference. Wow. So I guess the West is really up for grabs because Minnesota's 4-2.
And Minnesota's on a 4-game winning streak too. So
row the boat. Row the boat.
Right now, Iowa is still in front.
Row the boat. Row the boat. Row the boat. My point being, Iowa's not good, and we saw it again this week. Defensively, they're good, but I mean, to be honest, they're lucky that they were even undefeated to this point. I think if they played Iowa State again now, Iowa State's kind of woken up. I don't think they win that game this time.
Not when their offense, I think, is like the second or third worst of all the Power 5 teams in the entire out of all like 130 teams in FBS, they're like second or third worst in Power 5.
I would take Clemson's offense even over Iowa's offense, and that's saying something.
Yeah,
That's a stretch.
Yeah, I don't know.
I did see something though that Virginia Tech, I think, has the second worst offense of all Power 5 teams. Only worst team is Colorado.
I mean,
He's
maybe
off.
I'll give Clemson this. DJ's better than Spencer Petras, but that's not saying very much.
Yeah, that's really not. That's really not.
Do you think Ryler's going to go to Clemson?
Dear God, I hope not. That's gonna be like when we had Swag Kelly.
Oh, and he transferred out?
Yeah.
No, we kicked him off the team because he was just a
No, you know
douchebag.
what? DJ will transfer
What,
to
Kelly
Mizzou.
Bryant?
No, not Kelly Bryant. What's that called?
Was it
Ryan
Chad
Kelly. Ryan Kelly. What is it called?
Chad
The guy-
Kelly?
Chad Kelly. I meant. That's who it was.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's-
yeah.
Yeah. Chad Kelly.
Oh.
Funny enough, people don't realize it. He played at Clemson for a minute, and then he got kicked off. And everyone, from what I heard, who at Bar said he was an absolute douche. So
And then he went to Ole Miss after, and then he went.
And then his,
Hey,
now
he
he's
did
coaching
win them a
there.
Sugar Bowl. Ole Miss.
Hey,
so-
when Chad Kelly is the best transfer quarterback that Clemson's had, that's saying something.
that's left.
That's
From
allowed.
That's,
there?
that's what I mean. Like, yeah, that's left
I mean,
Clemson.
there's Kelly Bryant, and that's it.
Well, no, the guy who was Trevor Lawrence's backup in the Syracuse game that
Chase Bryce.
Yeah,
Hey, Chase Bryce is still pretty well. And I mean, Hunter Johnson's been playing at Northwestern some, so
I mean, Chase Bryce is playing awful for Appalachian State. Like, he's
No.
not having a good
hey,
year.
what? No, he's had some good games. He's not playing awful. He's actually doing pretty well. I mean, yeah, he didn't play well last week, but yeah.
Irrelevant.
Okay.
Yeah, you be careful, Lucas. The Ducks might become irrelevant too, the way they're playing.
I mean, they were on
Just
bye
keep
last
winning,
week.
I am out.
They were on bye. So,
No,
Okay.
we beat Cal last week, but it was tough.
living up to the expectations of not living up to expectations.
Well, okay. If you really, since we're on the recap, I can get into this a little bit. Something that I didn't know previously was that California has actually beat the last 3 Pac-12 champions the following season.
Oh,
So-
the following season. Oh.
Yeah, the following season. So Oregon obviously won the Pac last year or the year
Shouldn't
before. Well, they still got the win. Oregon won the season previous though, and then last year lost to Cal, and then obviously won it this year. Almost lost to Cal again in almost the exact same way that we lost to Stanford.
Except for a terrible 4th and goal call by Cal. I don't remember what it was. I just remember.
Well, it shouldn't have even happened. I mean, none of that should have even happened anyways. Garbers made some like flip pass play that should have never happened. And
No, that was a good
they
play.
got
You
it.
got to admit that was an impressive play.
it was a good play, but it should have never happened. It was impressive by him, but it should have never happened. Garbers is not that guy.
See, this is why
Right.
you guys got to start listening to me when I say that teams struggle historically with other teams, because I said Clemson and I said Oregon struggle with Syracuse and California, and then they both
Okay,
had
Ryan, you're
close
still
games.
wrong about the Syracuse game.
Hey,
you're
I was
still wrong
I'm
about that.
1-2. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, let's move on to the.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Let's move on to probably the next best or the other big news, which was Georgia solidifying themselves as the best team in the country. Absolutely destroyed Kentucky. What'd you just do there, Coster?
I added a question mark.
I swear I had a question mark there. Oh my god.
Congratulations. You
Punctuation
played
is
yourself.
important, guys.
I know it is. Okay. So, can anyone stop the dogs? I think the answer quick answer is probably not at this rate.
Alabama.
No. I'm gonna
Yep.
go ahead. I was at this game, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with this one.
Your unbeaten streak of seeing games in person continues.
How about them dogs, baby? Yeah, it was. Yep, I still am. It was It was annoying though trying to get to find the seat. My girlfriend can attest to this. She's watching the stream, I believe, right now. We did not find the seat till like the second quarter, like because they overfilled the student section again. So yeah, that's up. We're getting there way earlier than we did this time. But no, Georgia overall defensively, yeah, they give up some yards, but I mean, I think it also shows that Kentucky's a good team, and you know, at the end of the day, they still overall dominated the game. And I'm just telling you right now, when JT Daniels comes back, no one's gonna even come close.
I
QB
don't think they
controversy.
should
Who's
start
going
him.
to start?
But
I don't think they should start him.
yes, they should. Did you not
Why
see
pick something that's not broken?
because we've seen this from last year. Stetson Bennett can take you only so far.
I
We saw him
don't
in the
know.
big games last year. We've seen what JT Daniels could do. He took them and won the Peach Bowl for them last year against Cincinnati. And the two games, yes, he struggled. Sure, he didn't play a great game against Clemson, but I mean, you look at when he started against South Carolina, he played incredible. Yes, it's South Carolina, but still, he can just stretch the field in his
And
passing
that-
game.
The best
I under-
team JT Daniels has played is Clemson, and he scored 3 points.
Okay, congrats.
okay,
The most
so that's
anyone
not
scored against Clemson is 14 in the regular
that's not
time.
that's not a good argument. For
The
how
backup
many
quarterback
points he
for
scored.
BC got more points.
Okay,
Okay,
congrats.
that's not a good argument for that.
No,
What
but
is a
look
good
up-
argument though against JT Daniels is that you have to play as a coach. You can't, like I said, you can't fix something that isn't broken. You have to play Stetson Bennett until he plays bad. If he plays bad or makes mistakes, he's going to be on a short leash. But if he makes mistakes, then you can put in JT Daniels. But you can't. It's like switching up the flow of things. It's just going to cause more problems than anything. And then they're going to end up losing to a team like Bama because they're
No.
going to switch something up and it's going to hurt them.
No, listen, I'm going to tell you right now. Do we not remember watching what happened when Stetson Bennett played Alabama last year?
I don't care about the past.
He was
I care about what's
garbage.
right now, and he's dominating everything.
garbage.
Luke's all in on
Garbage, dude. He played pretty well against Kentucky, but like, I'm just telling you, man. I really feel like JT Daniels, if they're gonna beat Bama, they need him. He can just stretch the ball down, move the ball down the field better. And I'm not gonna lie. Stetson Bennett has done good and what is asked for him, but he, in my opinion, is more of a game manager and will only take you so far. He won't take.
Well, they don't need a superstar at the quarterback position.
Yes, they do.
Defense like
Yes.
that? Why?
Yes, they do.
Why?
Because
Yes, you do.
if they get in a shootout and the defense can't stop Alabama, then who are you going to have come in?
What shootout have they been in?
Okay. Time out. They are going to slow Alabama down. Let's be real.
No. I think Bryce Young is just that good. And until any defense can stop Alabama, I'm not buying it. I think Alabama's played better teams than Georgia has, honestly.
Lucas
What?
is being abusive to his
Yes.
Alabama's played better.
I think Ole Miss is better. Ole Miss is
You're
way
on-
better
you're
than
on Twitter
Kentucky.
Ole Miss is
Right.
what are you?
Yeah. Ole Miss is
Wait.
better than Kentucky.
What? If anything,
All right, let's
it's
move on.
close.
Wait, Ole
That's
Miss is
ridiculous.
better than Kentucky?
Yes,
crazy.
because this is where I don't think Georgia's the best team. I think they have the best defense, but I don't think they're even close to the most complete team.
So is A&M
I-
better than
I-
all of them?
Like,
I'd
I'm
say
saying-
Ole Miss. I'd say Ole Miss is better. I think Ole Miss could put up a better fight than Kentucky because I think Matt.
Yeah,
Corral-
they'd score more points, but I'm telling you,
Like
the games in there
watching
don't
that
matter.
game against Georgia, like Kentucky was in the score was closer than what this final score said, because Will Levis had how many passes he
first
dropped
half.
like that weren't Georgia, that weren't because of Georgia. Like they had a touchdown pass that should have been caught that the receiver got hurt on. That would have made it like what 23-20 or
That's
something like that.
If I-
I'm saying like it's not like Georgia's defense just like, they didn't put butter on the receiver's hands. They didn't do that. Will Levis was actually throwing dimes the entire game. His
That's the
receivers
product
just
of
didn't
having
get
a
it.
worse team. Dropping footballs. That's how football works.
Will
I know, but
Levis
that's-
only had 192 yards passing the ball, my guy.
And how many
Kentucky-
drops?
Bro,
Yeah.
he still
Well,
was
yeah.
32 of 42.
I'm just saying when the best offense Georgia
Those
has
Costner,
played is
that's your girlfriend?
Kentucky, that
Yes.
says something. Like I
Tell
want
them,
to see
babe.
Georgia play a top tier offense, and then I'll give them because I remember a few years ago the same Georgia team that we were saying so good. They played Oklahoma, and Oklahoma dropped 40 something on them. Like let them play an actual offense that has a pulse, and then say, "Oh, that they're good." Because the thing is, you can have a good defense.
So the
wins
Arkansas team
championships.
that just took Ole Miss.
Yeah, remember that?
Okay, Arkansas just got
game?
beat by Auburn. Okay,
Okay,
like
Georgia
but my
beat
point,
Auburn too.
But my point is, if you're gonna have a great defense, that's fine. Okay, you have the best defense in college football. That's fine. That's good. That could get you so far. My question is, if that defense plays Alabama and Alabama's putting like 30 plus on that defense, I don't trust Georgia's quarterback or offense to keep them in that game. Like I just don't. Like they have yet to prove it to me. That's all I'm saying.
Let me tell you something right now. Kentucky's defense was one of the best in the SEC coming into
Kentucky
this game.
Hasn't really played. I mean, like LSU's their best win.
Okay, LSU's been dropping 40s on, even though their defense is terrible. LSU's been overall still dropping at least 30 to 40 almost a lot of times. So like at the end of the day, Kentucky's defense is still pretty good. They've been overall to this point pretty elite. So my point being that I just don't know who else you think can slow them down.
I don't think anybody can really dominate that Georgia defense, but I don't think Georgia's offense is a world beater. Like I think that offense can.
And they're not. They don't. They have great running backs. They have great running backs. And look at this. 2015, when Alabama won the national title. You remember who their quarterback was?
Yeah, AJ McCarron or
Jake Coker.
Oh, Jake Coker.
Oh yeah,
their quarterback.
Wait, I thought Blake Sims was the quarterback of the team.
No, it was Jake. It was Jake Coker, and you know who? I mean, of course they had Derrick Henry, who is, I mean, the king. But Jake Coker, like, led that team and won a natty. Like,
I know.
I'm gonna say one thing though about that natty. Mackenzie Alexander doesn't get hurt. Clemson wins that natty. We don't have freaking OJ Howard literally running wide open for literally 3 touchdowns.
See, this is where I think you guys are caught up on Georgia. I think Andrew is because he wants to think that Clemson is better than what they are.
Oh my god!
But also the fact that he's a Georgia fan.
But time.
I hate Georgia.
Time.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm tired. I'm partly also tired of Georgia people saying they broke Clemson. So I'm like on the boat with that too. But there's no doubt from what I've seen.
These are the conversations that need to be had.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Alabama. And that's what I'm saying. Stetson's good, but like at the end of the day, if you're gonna beat Alabama, that's what I'm saying. Georgia, they're gonna give up points against Alabama. Everyone's gonna do that. They're not gonna like hold them to like it's like 14 or something like they have like.
But do you trust their quarterbacks to keep them in that game?
JT Daniels 100%.
Stetson Bennett 100%. The mailman is gonna deliver.
See, because like this is my question, and we can end this here. We've seen Georgia have dominating defenses in the past. They've had top 10 players all over that defense for years. The issue with Georgia has always been the offense. Okay. They I just want to see.
I mean, they had a really good offense when they were in the national championship, and they had DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, if anything, the defense you could argue was the weakness partly on that team.
I'll say this: if Georgia
defense blew it on the last play of the game in the national championship.
If Georgia beats Alabama, I will give them the credit they deserve. But until that point, I'm not going to say they're the best team.
Guys,
I think that they're the second best team.
The biggest takeaway we have is that sorry, Josh, but you will not be on the show anytime soon because you guys did not beat.
Oh yeah.
So sorry, Josh. I think that's the biggest thing. Yeah.
Sorry, Josh.
Sorry, Josh.
Sorry,
we love you, man, but sorry.
If I have to go to the SEC championship to make sure the Dogs win, I will. So Georgia, if you're listening, I know no one from UGA is listening to this show, but give me a ticket. I will guarantee y'all a win. I was literally show a record.
They need to give you if they make the national championship, they need to send you.
But I mean, I would.
This man literally just said Bennett is better than Calzada. I don't know about that.
He is.
I would
He
give him a
is.
3.
If
That Calzada's terrible. He had
Calzada was-
one game.
Calzada was terrible in that game versus Colorado, or he got injured. And King got hurt, and then Calzada came in. He was terrible in that game. He just had one good game, and that's it. Okay, let's move on to something that we haven't really done that much, but I think this week with just how much movement is going on,
Let me
the
get
AP
something
poll,
for that.
we're gonna give our reactions to it because the AP poll is just fascinating this week. So Josh said that's fine, guys. Don't worry, Josh. We'll figure it out. We'll figure a way out for you to maybe get on. But
Yeah, sorry, Josh. Can't say it right now. Give me 1 second. But
obviously, guys, I think the biggest thing is that Cincy is now number 2 in the country.
deserved. 100%.
Deserved.
Ryan, I don't
And,
want to hear anything about Notre Dame.
I do want if
What?
they can keep winning, I think, and if both teams can keep winning, I think Cincy versus SMU, which I think is the second to last game of the season. So
They
it's
need
the
them
last
to keep
game.
winning.
That could be a really good game. If Cincy gets like number 2, if Cincy's at number 2 and SMU gets to 15, if they keep winning or something, teams above them drop.
Do we have?
Yeah,
Are we going to pull up the AP poll?
I am.
He's
Give me
trying
Josh
one
is doing it
second.
now.
Trying to
Yeah.
do it.
But I
Josh
think
is
it's,
unprepared,
I
making
just want to
sure.
talk about because I think like 18 through
I'm
25 is
unprepared.
just fascinating
So
because
5
there's so
minutes
many
before,
teams
so watch your mouth.
that are not usually ranked.
See, Luke knows what it's about.
There you go. Yeah, Luke knows.
I've been telling Lucas that the Sun Belt is underrated.
Sunbelt, Funbelt.
Meanwhile, Josh is taking credit for saying since he was number 5. I was thinking they were top 5. After
I mean, if Drew Pine starts that game.
Oh, shut up.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Shut up.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Can I-
Who the hell?
Thank you.
Bro, if I hear one more thing,
It happened. It happened.
I'm literally
It
gonna-
happened.
oh my
It
God.
didn't happen. You guys have a terrible coach or a coach that you.
Wants to still
I don't
start
think there's
Jack
ever been a
Cohn.
game- I think the only time there's only been 2 games that I've ever seen where both fan bases wanted to fire their coaches after the game, no matter what happened. One was when Virginia Tech lost to West Virginia this year, and then the other was Notre Dame when they lost to Cincy. No, not Cincy. Probably the Virginia Tech.
No, Notre people wanted Kelly fired after almost every game this year. What are you talking about?
Exactly. So yeah, I would say
Nah.
the Notre Dame game. Then.
I will say also Georgia firing Mark Richt in 2015. People are calling for his head.
And it's worked out. So,
Yep.
I don't have any issues with anything. Let's go. I know it's really small, but I think, do you want to go top to bottom or bottom to top? I think there's more to talk about at the bottom, so I think we can go top to bottom.
Yeah.
So obviously, Georgia's one overwhelming favorite. I think they got every single number 1 vote. Looks like that.
Deserved 100%.
Cincy 2, I perfectly agree with. Oklahoma, I mean, we've said what we said about Oklahoma. I mean, if they keep Caleb Williams in and he keeps playing the way he is, I don't mind it. But
Yeah.
I don't think all of us still fully trust Oklahoma. Am I
No.
correct in saying that?
No.
No, not
I
at all.
do.
No, not with that.
To get to the
defense.
playoffs, 100% they're gonna make
Okay.
it.
Well,
there.
Okay, if they make it to the
I think Texas could beat them if they play again. Honestly,
If they played again,
no. Did you not just watch them this past weekend?
no.
The
I'm
only
saying
team
because
that has
Texas,
any chance is Oklahoma State.
Texas was winning that
Baylor.
game and was dominating that
Baylor.
game, but they
yeah, and then
imploded.
Texas
Yes.
Longhorn.
Yeah.
Texas decided to go longhorning and choke the game away.
It's like
Yeah.
Texas doesn't know what second half football is.
Well,
No,
and look
they're
what
really
happened
not.
when Caleb
They have
Williams
no idea
came
what
in.
they don't understand
mean,
the concept of the number 2.
Here's what I'm gonna say about Oklahoma. It's just gonna be another year. They're gonna get to the playoff,
and
and then they're gonna yep. There you go. Embarrassed. At this point,
Probably, I would laugh if they got embarrassed by Cincy. If
Cincinnati played them and Ritter had like
Yes.
6 touchdowns.
yes.
I disagree.
It would be
Yes.
impressive even if they just straight up lost to Cincy. But if they got embarrassed.
What if
like,
Cincy dropped like 60 on them like LSU did a couple
Oh
years
my god,
ago?
dude! If that happened, oh my god! I think Oklahoma should have their football card taken away if they let
They should have already had their playoff card taken away after
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
LSU
we know what
performance.
Okay,
happens.
Notre Dame.
Okay.
Hey, you know what?
No,
Okay,
Notre Dame
Oregon.
Notre Dame definitely should. Okay, guys. So Alabama at 4. So right now that's the top 4. That would be obviously we'll give our reactions to the first college football playoff poll. When does that come out? Beginning of November? Like 2
Yeah,
weeks?
I believe so. A few
Is
weeks.
it the
Okay,
first
so-
week?
It's the first week of
November?
November.
Oh.
So we got like another week. So we got not after this week. So the week after that probably is when that comes out. So that'll be fascinating to see what they have.
Yeah.
And then we have and then we have a run of we have 5 Big Ten teams in the next 7 picks or the next 7 spots. We have Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Michigan State 2 below them, and then Iowa below them, with Oregon and Oklahoma State in there.
I don't agree with
There's
Penn State
one.
being above Iowa. I'd say you got to go with the win. I
No,
understand that Clifford
no,
wasn't there, but
No.
You want to put Iowa over Oregon?
I just think that Iowa over Penn State. I think that
What?
just because I say you got to respect the head to head.
That's
like putting
the head to
Ohio
head.
State-
I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, that was an ugly loss for Iowa.
Yeah.
That's just such an ugly
I know,
loss.
but
Yeah.
also it's like I don't agree with Ohio State being ranked ahead of Oregon. I mean, it's not like Oregon beat Ohio State on the last second field goal.
I do agree with as an Oregon fan, I agree with Ohio State being where they are, because if you look at what they have done since they lost that
They've
game,
actually destroyed
They haven't played anybody,
they look
though.
like one of the best teams in the country. Like, their offense
But that's-
is insane.
Yeah, but their defense hasn't been tested.
Their
That's the-
defense has only been tested once, and that was against, obviously Oregon, and Oregon did what they did to them. But I think it was kind of a wake-up call. Do I think they're the best big team in the Big Ten? I think you guys know that I don't think that.
I think Michigan should be ahead of Ohio State.
Michigan should be ahead of Ohio State right now. I think Michigan and Ohio State should be over Alabama. How do you lose to Texas A&M and stay in the
with Texas A&M
expletive top 4?
because they lost on a last second field goal.
I don't care.
What I actually like, and I'm glad to see, is that Kentucky wasn't punished for the loss. They only dropped 4. They didn't drop all the way down into the 20s. They weren't punished because they still counted the wins that they had over Florida and LSU.
Why did Ole Miss jump?
I mean, they beat Tennessee.
It's just they only jumped because they were at 11. Iowa came down. Kentucky.
Yeah, see, I'll say that I'm a Notre Dame fan,
above Kentucky just moved up 1.
but I also don't agree with Iowa being ahead of Notre Dame because Notre Dame beat Purdue. Iowa got dominated by Purdue, and that's a common opponent. And then also, I don't agree with Ole Miss being ahead of Notre Dame just because they have no defense. And
I think
they beat a Tennessee team.
Notre Dame
Ole Miss
has
would
no
destroy
offense.
you guys. Matt Corral would destroy.
Yeah,
them.
Matt Corral would actually eat Notre Dame.
I don't know about that. We played Desmond Ritter pretty good.
When he hung 3 touchdowns and they won by double digits on you guys.
4 touchdowns. He didn't throw. He didn't drop 4.
I said 3.
Oh,
2
hypotheticals are kind of hard.
Rushing 2
I
passes.
actually agree with Ryan here. I do think Ole Miss is a better team than Notre Dame, but based off of a really close game again that they should have lost. They should have lost that game. If Hendon Hooker doesn't get hurt on one of the last plays, that Milton kid just ran out of bounds with 3 seconds left. Like an idiot. Like, who does that?
No.
Like,
Can we go?
that was ridiculous.
Can we talk about Lane Kiffin getting hit by a golf ball
Oh my god!
and someone throwing mustard on the field?
Yeah.
oh
They got fined
Who had
$250.
mustard in their hands?
Yeah,
Oh,
like where do you get that from? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
How did they just steal it from like the concession stand? Did they?
I
bring it
guess so.
themselves in?
Like,
No,
maybe other fans or something? I have no idea.
Big bin, like the big bin with the big pump and stuff. So,
But no, like
snuck it in somehow.
I agree with Lucas because like I feel like that loss to Cincinnati should help Notre Dame if anything because if Cincinnati's the number 2 team in the country, and Notre Dame played them pretty tough, like. I mean, honestly, like how does that hurt Notre Dame and not help them?
It definitely helps them, but it's hard for them right now because of their resume. If you look at it, they've only had two of their wins were actual like domination wins, and that was against Wisconsin, who's awful, and Purdue, which looks good now.
I
But
wouldn't even say I was that dominating. Like it was kind of like what Cincinnati did to Notre Dame.
I mean,
It was like it wasn't even. It was like
what
double
was it,
digits, but it wasn't. It wasn't in
13-point victory, whatever.
Yeah, that's what
Still, those are the only 2 games that weren't within
And-
a touchdown.
But that's the thing
7
that sucks for Notre Dame because you look at the schedule going in. Like I said before, in the preseason, Notre Dame had 7 preseason ranked teams in a row, and it's like, how do you go from that to only having 2 teams that you played now that are ranked? It's just like Notre Dame gets so hurt because their opponents decide to have bad years.
That's why the
Just-
AP poll sucks.
Like,
I'm sorry, but this is funny.
give me that much.
Okay, that guy, dude, he did get the first down there.
No,
I thought that was a first.
No,
down.
he didn't. He
I
was
thought
short.
it was. I don't know. I thought it was a first.
No,
down.
he was
I
a
think you
half
could have
yard
given it
short.
to him.
No,
No,
no.
I don't know.
I bet they
But-
wish they had now after what happened.
Can we
there.
like say why the hell did Tennessee throw their the fans throw stuff at their own team? Like, I understand throwing it to Ole Miss, but like on your own sideline.
Nah,
They
that
were
was
all
bad.
toasted, dude. They were all toasted, and they hate Lane Kiffin. They came into this game with the freaking they wanted to take him out. That was their point.
Yeah, and someone almost did with a golf ball. Now I bet Kiffin's gonna go play golf with it and get
Yeah.
hit a birdie.
Oh Jesus!
All right,
Okay,
I do want to say this.
Let's move on.
Wait, I
to-
want to say
Go
one
ahead,
thing
Andrew.
about the AP poll.
No. I mean, I wanted to talk about 19 through 25 because there's-
Okay, well,
five
actually,
new-
I do too.
Yeah.
San Diego State should not have moved up 2 spots for beating San Jose State in double overtime. They should have gotten the same treatment as Clemson, fallen out of the top 25. I'm sorry, but San Jose State is not as good as Boston College. I don't care. If you're
Having
gonna
the
get
6
I mean,
record
BC
helps.
just get dominated by NC State.
okay, yes, they did. I'll give them that. That was bad. But my point being,
what I like seeing is Pittsburgh being ranked because
Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
I mean,
They deserve
yeah,
that.
Western Michigan, game is hanging over them, but their offense since then, and including that game, has been absolutely dominant. If anything,
They're-
I mean,
kind of
think about
hilarious.
it.
Virginia Tech held them to the lowest points of the game of the season and their lowest yardage, and they still lost by 21 because Virginia Tech has no offense.
I mean-
UTSA, first time they've ever been ranked since they became.
Yeah, don't sleep on the Roadrunners.
Hey, I said
Roadrunners,
that.
and then
Roadrunners.
Purdue. They ended the current longest streak of not being ranked. Went all the way back, I think, to 2007. Now the longest belongs to, I want to say Rutgers.
Rutgers. I
Yeah.
believe so.
So, I like it. I just like seeing these teams down there that I think deserve it. And like I said, with SMU at 21, if there's some chaos above them and they get up into 14, 15, 16, they play Cincy at Cincy for the second to last game of the season.
And they'll play them again
Cincy's-
probably for the
Yeah,
conference
that's Cincy's
title.
last home game, I think. And they probably would play each other for the ACC or the AAC championship.
I mean, think about it though. Like, if you take away that Western Michigan loss and Pittsburgh wins that game, even if they somehow figure out how to win that game, Pittsburgh may be in the top 10 right now, and they could be a playoff team if they just had somehow won that game, because that's really hurting them right now. I thought Pittsburgh should have been
which
ranked.
team?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah, no, they
agree.
would. I mean, they could be. They'd probably be above. They might be above Forest.
I mean,
Yeah,
Kenny
but their
Pickett-
toughest game comes
100%
this week.
should be above Wake Forest if that was it. But
I
this
would
is gonna-
I would take Pittsburgh if they played Wake Forest. I would take Pittsburgh.
I mean, think about it though. Kenny Pickett may be a top 10 quarterback in college football right now.
100%.
He's the best in the
My-
ACC.
I mean,
We're doing our Heisman candidates later, so he might has may. It could
it's just he
pop up.
won't. I mean, unless are they in the same division with Wake?
No, they're in
No,
the
okay.
Coastal.
So
No, yeah, Pitt's in the Coastal. Wake is in the Atlantic.
what would his
What?
Heisman moment be? That would be the only thing. Is
Well,
doesn't
week.
really have a.
Well,
Over
it's gonna,
Clemson.
yeah, and this is going to be his toughest challenge yet. This is without a doubt the best defense he's played, and the question, and it's going to be interesting because their defense has been sus at times. So it's the question is, can they make Clemson's offense finally? Is this where Clemson's offense gets together? We don't know. I'm not going to get too hopeful, but they are 3-point favorites over Clemson. The first time that Clemson's been an underdog in the ACC since 2016.
And is this at home for
It's
Clemson?
no, it's at Pittsburgh. So that's really that.
So that
helps
could have
them.
been that could have snapped the longest home game.
If it was
winning
at
streak.
home, I wouldn't take Pitt, just because that's something about playing in Death Valley. There's a reason we have that win streak.
I will say about this, the polls right now, the way that college football is going, I think this is going to be one of the most controversial, hardest decisions to put together a top 4. And it's going to really drive us into the 8-team playoff or 12 or whatever they're doing.
I think 12 team, I think, is
years.
pretty much all but guaranteed eventually.
Yeah, but I think this year is going to like
hold for the time being.
solidify it, where we're going to have 2 teams that are going to be, 5-6 that are going to be really, really good teams.
I mean,
that maybe only have 1 loss, maybe 2.
I would like to
one-loss
see
teams are out.
Coastal. Like I said this earlier, if that ever happens, I would like to see a thing where Coastal Carolina could get a chance. Like Cincinnati.
My personal favorite. I know we're going way off topic, and there's a few things I've added to that I wanted to talk about briefly. But my personal favorite is, why don't they do what the FCS does? I think it's either 12 or 24 teams.
Because of tradition. Because of tradition, they won't. That's the only reason thing.
I know, but like that makes the most sense, because then you can
speaking of Coastal Carolina, we have this on our pick'ems. The game's going on right now.
Oh,
okay.
Really?
Okay, don't look at the score. We're gonna have
to 0. It just started. It literally.
Okay, well, we'll make those picks right now.
score.
Make the picks right now. Make the picks right now.
Who are they playing?
They're playing at App State. They're playing at App State.
I have a feeling we've all made our same. It's going to be the same for all of us.
Yeah, as much as I want to pick Chase Bryce, this could be an upset, but I'm going to go Coastal. As much as I want to pick my boy Chase Bryce, it's going to be a close game though. I think it's just because it's App State. Don't sleep. App State's still a decent.
They just got their butts kicked by
Louisiana Lafayette, who's still a pretty good team.
Yeah.
Okay, who are you guys taking?
Coastal. Yeah, it's got to be Coastal.
The SCD capital of the South.
Okay, cool.
Grayson McCall for Heisman.
Okay.
Facts.
So what I wanted to do, there's 2 actually things I just briefly added before we go on to the actual true next segment. I think we need to talk about this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%.
LSU, now that we know that Ed Orgeron is going to be gone at the end of the season, which is more appealing now, LSU or USC? Now, I just want to say real quick, I have a problem with what's going on with LSU, because he has the same record as Dan Mullen, and yet he has a championship, and yet he's not going to be there at the end of the season. I don't understand why. Like, I mean,
well,
let's Dan Mullen's getting a mulligan, quite literally, just getting a free pass when he hasn't won a championship at all.
My thing about it, sorry, I'm trying to put on that game, but my thing about it is there have been a lot of off the field issues with Ed Orgeron. So I think that plays into it a lot, and with the way that he didn't really fight anything that's going on, I think that has a big part in the decision and what they're going through. And I mean, it's obviously mutual. I mean, he's not getting fired because it would have been right now if he was really getting fired. So I think it has something to do with that. We heard Joe Burrow talk about it, and he was obviously pretty upset because I mean, he gave him the chance and they went on and won a natty just 2 years ago. I mean, you think they won a natty and then they had a COVID year, so you can't really count that. It's whatever. And then now this season where they're 4-3 right now, but they've just came off of a really huge win. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's kind of weird. For me right now, though, I would say that the LSU job is more appealing just because with how recruiting is going in California, and how, I mean, Oregon and really any of the northern schools like Washington too, they kind of own California when it comes to recruiting. So it's going to take a minute for USC to get back there. LSU still gets, I mean, top recruits in the Southeast every single season. So it's definitely more appealing to go to LSU, I think.
I'm going to agree with that 100%. And here's another thing. So my friend Scott from Just Spawn Productions is a big USC fan, and we've actually talked about this a lot in one of our group chats. And the problem is that USC does not like the USC like board of trustee or not trustees or whatever. They don't
Board of Governors or whatever.
Yeah. They don't want the football team to get good again, like elite, like it was when Pete Carroll was there. They never wanted it to get that elite when Pete Carroll was there.
Was the money or
just because it takes away from the academics?
Pete Carroll would have way too much influence.
Yes, that too. Exactly.
But what was the other thing you said, Coster?
Also with the academics. They want to focus on academics. Especially now, you go back to what they had a few years ago with the their scandal of basically paying off to get students in.
That's
like they're just trying to get that also off their mind. There's just
wouldn't you want your football team to be good to kind of?
Yeah, you would, but that's just what they've said. And so, like, when your school is not prioritizing football, like trying to put football at the forefront, like trying to make it, like trying to get it better, there's no way you can say this. LSU is going to have football at the forefront every time, like every year. Like, there's going to be we're going to want academics to get better. Like, no offense, LSU's academics are very meh. Like, no disrespect.
Well, it's the same as Oregon. I mean, it's been the same. Oregon State's a better academic school than Oregon is, and I hate to say that for all my Oregon fans out there, but it's true. But you want to go to Oregon because football is the main. Well, sports in general are the main priority.
Exactly.
You go there to play sports. You can still get your degree. I mean, look at Justin Herbert. He won the whatever they call it, the Heisman for academics the year that he was playing. So. You can still be good.
They do that. I forgot about that.
That was Christian Wilkins has won that too. I forgot.
Yeah, so like you can still win it at a school that's not great. Like, I mean, he's a biology major. You can go and do that stuff, but I guess I kind of understand it with USC, and I don't mean to take you over here, but I guess I kind of understand with USC just because it's such a big school in California. It's just such a big brand where these people are probably like, we get so many students. We want these kids to, not be idiots by the time they get out of here.
Well, especially when compared to UCLA, like they're known as the brainiac of those two. Yeah. And then obviously you have Stanford, obviously.
I mean,
so it's like.
But still, all those schools are amazing academically.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But the thing, that's just really what they just really don't focus on that. And if I'm a coach, I don't want really to be kind of like, if I'm a coach, I don't want to be shut down, like when trying to ask certain stuff. And I feel like if you go to USC, certain things you may ask for, there's a lot more times you're going to get shut down on.
Whoever goes to USC will be handcuffed pretty soon.
Yeah, that's the problem. And that's the problem. Until USC tries to put football back at the forefront, like it was when Pete Carroll was there, they're not going to get to that point again. Where they're consistently good. I mean, they had a couple years under Clay Helton, but only a couple. Notice where they've gone since then. They've gone back down. They've gone back down again. So that's my point really with that.
It's all about losing recruiting.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that they have California, which is one of the best states to pick football players up from, and they're just not doing it, that's all you need to know. Football players play. Obviously, those recruits can tell that something is not going on there, or something's not right at the USC football program. That's why they're leaving. That's why like guys like DJ and Bryce Young are coming to Clemson and Alabama and stuff like that. They don't think it's just not there. So without a doubt, LSU is the way more appealing job.
Yeah, Andrew kind of stole what I was going to say about that. I think LSU is definitely the best way to go. I think USC honestly is kind of stuck in that rut that Notre Dame was in after the 1988 championship. Where a lot of people don't know that Lou Holtz was kind of forced out after that championship. It wasn't more he wanted to leave. But the Notre Dame board at that time wanted tradition to be the main thing. And since Notre Dame was one of the highest academic schools outside of Stanford, they didn't want football to kind of overshadow that. And until Brian Kelly got there, Notre Dame had the same facilities that they had when they won the championship in 1988. No change, no construction, nothing. They didn't even have a video board in the stadium until 2018. They didn't have an indoor facility at Notre Dame's campus until 2020.
No wonder you guys were so irrelevant after that championship.
So
right.
which is kind of crazy because even before that, I only knew Notre Dame for football. I didn't know them for academics. That's what's crazy. Is like they're such a big brand for football. Like that's all. If you say Notre Dame, I think that's the first thing anyone will think about is the football team, not their tradition of excellence in academics.
I mean, and it's like that's why when you watch like NBC, when you watch the games on NBC, Notre Dame commercials are always playing for the university. That's because the school still cares more about.
Well, that's what happens in any game. You're always going to see the commercial for the two teams playing if it's on like ESPN or ABC.
Yeah,
they can give them a few of their commercials.
But I do see though what Ryan's saying because
I know I get it too. Yeah.
Like
they show a lot more of those compared to than the other games where it's like when I see like Clemson play or Georgia or Oregon or Virginia Tech.
Oregon doesn't give a shit,
and it's a lot longer. Like you'll see those ones where like Notre Dame student whatever has studied to try to cure cancer. That's like the type of thing like that they do. And until Brian Kelly got there, a lot of coaches that came to Notre Dame to coach were told, "Hey, you can come here, be the football coach, but we don't want you doing this, this, and this." They didn't let Notre Dame coaches recruit players unless they had a B+ average in high school.
Wow.
So that's where a lot of the recruiting went down for Notre Dame. And until Brian Kelly got there and Drax Swarbrick kind of stepped in, there was a regime change. Kelly said, "Okay, hey, I'm only coming to Notre Dame to be the head coach if you tell me that you'll do this, this, and this." Jack Swarbrick got sworn in as the AD and said, "Okay, we'll let you do that." And it still took years to get the rest of the board of trustees even to give us a scoreboard and the indoor facility. I mean, that's why you see Notre Dame starting to get back at recruiting now because they have those things because Kelly pushed the envelope with that. But I think until someone goes to UCLA and has influence, like maybe an Urban Meyer or something like a Bob Stoops goes there and says, "Hey, I'm not going to be handcuffed to what you guys want to do. It's what I want to do or else I'm not coming there." I think that USC is going to be stuck in this rut now for years.
Okay, I got a question for you guys. Which is more appealing then, VT or USC if VT became available?
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech.
They'll 100% be more willing to be more, I feel, flexible with like
I
coach.
Disagree, and the only reason being is this. You're going to – I mean, if you're a coach that's maybe a little – you don't even have to be really that well put together. If you have at least a little bit of experience with maybe a good team at one point, they're going to pay you a crap. I mean, Deion Sanders, you know how much they're going to pay him to coach at USC if he gets up for that job? He's done nothing. I mean, Jackson State is good, but he's done nothing as a coach. They're just going to pay him a crap ton of money. They wouldn't do the same thing at Virginia Tech.
Okay.
And Virginia Tech is way more academically sound than USC. No. So, like, it's
definitely
they're going to put more money into academics than into their coach.
I will say VT has done the exact opposite of what has kind of done what Ryan was talking about, and also what Costa was talking about with USC not putting money. VT's done the opposite. They now have a new indoor. Right after Fuente came in, or like right before, they opened an indoor practice facility. They put in a new scoreboard when I was there. They just announced like a $400 million fund that they're trying to put together to improve athletics throughout the entire all athletics. Improve not just the football field, but they're doing a bunch of improvements to the basketball stadium as well. They've expanded a bunch of stuff, so they're putting the money in, but it's the money on the contract that is being the issue right now for VT.
Do you guys know if any of your schools have classrooms inside the stadium, like attached to it?
No, we do not.
I believe no.
Because Notre Dame, in 2020, added actual classrooms specifically for the football team, like that are on the. That's the buildings on the side of the stadium.
Oh,
yeah. So they can
doesn't LSU? Didn't they actually have dorms?
Florida State, I know, has classrooms on their stadium. Bill Campbell.
I think I saw some. Yeah, no, FSU. I saw LSU. I think had dorms attached to the stadium, and then the football stadium for FSU is where the administration is located. I think. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. One last topic, and then we can get on to the next real thing. That's real quick. The expansion of the Group of Five conference, AAC.
The AAC.
Obviously with Cincinnati and leaving, along with who else is leaving from the AAC to join the Big 12? Cincy and who else?
Wasn't it a couple teams? Like 6
Houston,
teams?
Houston,
BYU,
right?
that's
Houston,
they're
right?
independent. It's BYU, Cincy,
Houston? It has
Houston,
to
yeah,
be-
Houston is one of them.
Houston. Is it Memphis?
Maybe.
No, not
No.
Navy. Not Navy. That would make
No,
sense.
No,
Memphis.
Memphis.
I'm surprised SMU didn't.
I'm surprised too. But FAU, Charlotte, North Texas, UTSA, Rice, and UAB have officially applied to join the AAC.
What were those teams again?
FAU, UAB,
FAU.
Rice.
Charlotte, North Texas, UTSA, Rice, and UAB.
I like the UTSA one. I like it because
I
they're
like
kind of
UAB.
dominating.
I mean, UAB's story from not having a program,
And
for
they've been-
2 years, a couple years ago, to winning the Sun Belt Conference a few times.
The
And they
conference
almost beat
was-
Auburn this year too. Or
They
no,
beat
that
Auburn?
wasn't them. No.
No, that was
No,
Georgia
that
State.
was- Georgia
but that's
State.
okay. So wait, who'd you
Oh,
say?
it is. Oh, look, Josh is saying Memphis.
Yeah, okay. So it is Memphis.
So-
Okay, Lucas, you want to start on this one?
Well, I don't really have any like crazy thoughts about it. I think it's kind of
It's
it
just
doesn't really
reactionary.
matter that much. I don't think. I mean, it's cool. It's like going to be another one of those conferences where your winner is going to have 3 losses. Congratulations, and then you're going to go to some Cheez-It Bowl or something. Like I'm not like it's not an exciting thing for me. What it's exciting is seeing teams
Go to the
move
Big 12.
on to go to the
I
Big
think,
12.
I think it's a bigger. I think it's a reactionary. I think it's a bigger deal that you have Cincy, Houston, and Memphis moving up to a Power 5 conference, the Big 12, along
And
with
which
BYU.
you said BYU also,
BYU.
right? Which
BYU.
I think is hilarious because for years,
Pac-12.
they have been saying that Boise State should be in the Pac-12 for years, even before the Pac-12 became a thing.
They
And
still
we got,
should be.
and it's like they're staying. They just
Boise
love
State
to
for some
beat
reason
up
wants to stay in the
on
Mountain
Mountain
West.
West. They
That's the
love
same
beating
thing with
up
like
on the
North
Mountain
Dakota
West.
State. Same thing with
They
North
love
Dakota
it.
State.
Well, okay, like North Dakota
Josh,
State
who's the
won't
fourth?
leave.
Because he said it's not Memphis. So then who's the fourth? Because I know there's 4 teams. Is it SMU?
Is it SMU?
Is it SMU?
It would make sense for it to be SMU.
Yeah, it would make very much.
Well,
a lot of
wait, let me
They would
ask you
want
this
another.
question.
They would, along with Houston, they would want another Texas team in the Big 12.
So
You
since
think it would make
UTSA
that much
is
sense
leaving-
though because of relevance though? Because they've only been relevant as of late.
So SMU, but SMU's more a historic program than Memphis.
That's
Let's
true.
not forget the Pony Express in the 80s. Yes,
Yeah.
obviously there was a lot of money involved, but at the end of the day, it's in Dallas. That's a
Oh,
way-
UCF. It's UCF.
Oh,
That
UCF
makes
is
sense.
going.
That makes sense.
That
wait,
makes sense.
that's-
too.
UCF's going to the Big 12.
that's
Florida
about-
doesn't make sense.
That
Like,
doesn't
in the
make
Big
sense.
12.
That makes just as much sense as West Virginia being in the Big 12. I hate it.
It should be in the yeah. They
It
should be in the
doesn't-
ACC. They should
I don't
be.
think it. I think all that regional stuff. I don't think it really matters. I mean,
I
you
think
look
it's
at
straight
how
for travel.
Look, I understand that, but with how much money these colleges have, I mean, you look at the National Football League, like how just out of nowhere some of these teams are for no reason in the different divisions. It's like it. I don't know. I don't
Well,
think it
think about
really
it, like,
matters. It's money.
Denver,
It's
Kansas City, Denver. I mean, they're not close.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
or
but
Indy-
like
or
who else are you
Indy-
gonna put from the West?
No, the
For
most
the
egregious
for the
is
AFC?
Dallas and is in the NL East, and then Indy being in the AFC South. Those are the 2 most egregious in the NFL, at least. For
yeah,
region.
it's just I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't think it really matters a whole lot. I think it more so matters on what teams are going to compete every single year. For the SEC especially, I think they need to kind of switch some things around because they have a really bad bottom of the SEC.
Like
They need
have
to
a
just put
great
Alabama.
top.
They need to take Alabama and they need to move. Actually, I'd say probably move Florida.
No,
and
get
Georgia.
Vanderbilt out of your conference.
Yeah.
Get Vanderbilt out of your conference.
No.
I think get Kentucky out of your conference.
No, you do not
What?
take Vanderbilt. Do not take Vanderbilt.
Yes.
Let me tell you why. Academics. They will never
And
take Vanderbilt
baseball.
out. Yes, and baseball.
I-
You cannot take out Vanderbilt.
If you get rid of Vanderbilt,
academics.
they would probably
Well-
become the worst academics conference in the entire.
Oh, not even a debate.
Yeah. That's like having the ACC getting rid of Duke or the Pac-12 getting rid of
Well,
Stanford.
the ACC has
Why
more leeway
does it-
because they still have a bunch of good schools academically.
Yeah, UNC, Stanford.
UNC,
like, let me-
Virginia.
Well, my
Syracuse.
thing is why can't you get rid of a Vanderbilt and then add another team that's relevant, a
Who are
different
you
team
gonna
that's
have that
relevant?
has the academics? No, that's the
Again,
question.
Of them,
academics.
nobody. But why don't you?
Please,
It,
the
does,
SEC
it doesn't make a
care about
difference.
Academics.
Who are you going to replace Vanderbilt with?
I mean, off the top of my head, I don't know. One of the Florida schools, maybe. UCF, South Florida, maybe.
South Florida. has
Okay,
some
I'm
very
going to
good
tell you.
Kentucky because you-
You're missing
and you
another
want,
part
and
of
you
this.
want Kentucky.
Lucas.
You want Kentucky because you got basketball. That's a true boo.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And
can
there's a-
stay in the conference in basketball or baseball
They
and
won't
not be
do
in the
that.
same in football.
Nobody's
It's happened
going to
a
pull a
million
Notre
times.
Dame.
It happens
Nobody's
all the
going to pull a
time.
Notre Dame. Notre Dame's only able to do that because the ACC like bent to their will.
There's
Yeah.
other conference is
plenty
gonna
of
let them
teams
do
that
that.
do that.
like who?
Like Boise State, I'm pretty sure is in the Pac-12 in soccer.
No.
Like-
Okay, but that's
No.
because the Mountain West doesn't have a
Or it's
soccer
like-
conference.
or I
That's the
saw
same
it's like
thing
the
for
big-
South
I saw it's
Carolina and
like-
men's soccer. They're in some I don't know conference because there's no SEC conference.
Well, it's
They
like
only do
Notre
that
Dame-
if they're forced to.
Well, it's
And
like
then-
Notre
okay,
Dame has a
and
hockey
then
team
there's like
in the Big
another
Ten.
team. There's like another
the-
team that I saw is like in the ACC. There's it's not Navy. There's one team that I was surprised is like in the Big Ten for one particular sport. I can't remember who it is off the top of my
Yeah,
head.
but the point being is if you're like in there for everything and that league has the conference, your conference is in that sport, you're not going to join another one unless it's like the Notre Dame exception. That just doesn't make sense. Also, think about this for Vanderbilt. Here's another thing. We're like trying to get one of the Florida schools in, or say Clemson in. You're missing the Florida schools are going to all. Florida is going to 100% make it so UCF can knock it in. They're going to fight so hard to make sure another Florida school doesn't get in. South Carolina, and also Florida doesn't need. Our SEC doesn't need another Florida team because they have Florida. They have the TV audience there. Same thing with like Clemson trying to come in. South Carolina, they already have South Carolina. They don't need the audience and the TV audience for that because they already have.
But
it
I'm
in
sure
South
the
Carolina.
SEC would take. I'm sure the SEC would take Clemson over South Carolina.
That's not,
Okay, yes, but they're
that's
not
not my
going to do that.
point. My point is that the bottom of that conference is one of the worst in football.
I mean,
I mean,
the
you
bottom
could
of
have
every
a terrible
conference
bottom
is
of
But
that
bad.
that's
conference.
every conference. That's
Like
the
every
thing.
conference
I
is a
disagree.
bottom of the barrel.
Like
I
you're
don't think
telling me-
I don't think the bottom of the Big Ten. I don't think the bottom of the Pac-12 is worse than the bottom.
Illinois is just as bad as Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I would take
Oh, yeah.
Vanderbilt over Illinois, honestly.
I disagree.
But okay, yeah, but
But I was going to say this really quick because we've been spending a lot of time on this. But I just wanted to ask, so the teams that are coming up to the AAC, because I think this is more important than them just joining. But what's going to happen to the Conference USA? Because 6 of those teams are leaving Conference USA.
Oh yeah, they're all in the Conference USA. Well,
So is Conference USA going to fold? And then
they probably would have to go to
they're gonna have
Sunbelt.
to. They're gonna, Sunbelt, Funbelt, Sunbelt Super Conference, baby.
Mac, more Mac attack, more Mac action.
Action.
I mean, where
yes.
do you
Or
like
Tuesday,
Southern
Wednesday
Miss
action.
and, like-
Oh man, who doesn't love some action like that? You see the Ohio player, the Ohio quarterback ran for 99-yard touchdown, longest touchdown run by a quarterback ever.
I did see that.
Oh, there you
Okay.
go, Lucas. You
Okay.
can put Southern Miss and for Vanderbilt.
No, you cannot do that. You cannot do that either. Again.
Okay,
it's gonna-
guys. Okay, we've been talking long enough. We
No,
need
but
to get
like,
on to
can
our
I
next- to our next
Wait,
segment.
hold on. Let me say one thing about this. 'Cause I didn't get it. It's because Lucas got so off track. I'm sorry, Lucas, you did. But like,
What do you mean?
with like the whole other conferences thing. Okay, man. But like, but here's the thing. Did they applied, but they didn't get accepted yet, right? They've applied
Let me check.
because
I had the actual article.
because you can't.
Oh no, wait. Okay.
Because Charlotte wouldn't
The
accept.
AAC is expected to send them each a formal letter by the end of the week detailing the terms of expansion.
Okay, that makes.
So I
more
guess
sense.
that means pretty much just like this is what you need to do, and then it's just like what happened with Texas and Oklahoma. Here's our formal request to join the AAC. Then the teams or whoever one representative from each school then votes on whether to accept whichever team. Because
But does the Conference USA
that's why West Virginia applied to the ACC, and the ACC voted to bring in Louisville, but they didn't, and Pitt, but they didn't bring in West Virginia.
But does Conference USA get a way to protect themselves from losing half of their conference? Because
they probably could. I don't know exactly.
Here's another thing, though. So yeah, we have the group of five. So let's be real. There's a tier list when it comes to the group of fives.
It's literally
there's the Mountain West and the A. No, it's no. I put the Mountain West all kind of close to the AAC. I put those two at the top two for the AAC, and then the rest of the three.
Sunbelts?
Right.
Yes.
Coastal and Louisiana may be better than anyone.
No, but here's the thing. No, okay, but no. Only one of those schools only one of those conferences has made a BCS or New Year's Six Bowl in like the last 20 years. Like if I remember correctly, at least the other ones have made it. Like when Utah was in the Mountain West, they made it. And I mean Boise State, I think since they've been in the Mountain West, they made it as well. And
they were in the Mountain West when they beat Oklahoma, right?
No. They were in the WAC at that point.
Oh, they were in the WAC.
I think they made it another time though when they were in the Mountain West. Don't quote me on that, but I think so. So I think it's those two. So I think you guys have to see what's going to help keep your standard up in the AAC. No offense to Charlotte, that doesn't make sense. FAU, I like FAU. Where are the other? Rice, I don't like that one either.
Yeah, Rice is terrible.
I like UAB though.
I like UAB. No, I like UAB.
Really
I like UAB. I like FAU. Did they also say
UTSA? UTSA in there.
UTSA, I like. I mean,
so we like half of them. So we like half of them joining.
I like some of them, but some of them just don't make any sense to me. I guess.
Maybe
honestly, I'd rather take Southern Miss than half of those schools, just because didn't
I agree.
School there?
Yeah. No, Southern Miss has got some good, traditionally not that bad either. I think Southern Miss. I would take them over UNC.
I mean, they have Frank Gore's son right now too playing.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, that's where you went.
Yeah, but my point being is I like some of these, but some of these just don't make sense. Again, UNC, Charlotte, and Rice. Those are head scratchers. Did they also have FIU?
FAU.
No, did they? No, so no.
Did they not have FIU?
No, not FIU.
Interesting, because from what I know, someone who goes to FIU, and I thought someone said that FIU would not go without FIU
because that's a rivalry, right?
Yeah, even though it doesn't make sense, because FIU literally owns them and literally everything. FIU is literally a meme. The only thing that I don't know what FIU.
Johnny Smith going to FIU.
Yeah. I had no idea about that.
Guys, let's move on. Yeah. We've done a long enough recap on this. Let's move on to the next thing, which is we're now halfway through the season, so we thought we would do our top 5 Heisman candidates. Let's start off with Ryan. Give your top 5.
Putting me on the spot. All right.
Yep. Exactly. Gotta keep you uneven.
All right. So number 5, and that's going to kind of sound like such a homer take, but Kyle Hamilton. Still the best safety in college football.
Oh my God!
No, he's not going to even get any votes.
I don't care.
Who?
This is okay. And then number 4.
Who is this guy?
What?
I actually have Walker from Michigan State at number 4. I think he's really underrated. He's the best back in the Big Ten. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. And then for number 3, I'm going to go Kenny Pickett. Number 3. I loved how he's played this year. He's maybe top 5 best quarterback in the college football.
That's fair.
Borderline. I mean, definitely top 10. Number
Best in
2.
the ACC right now. So
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Number 2, probably going to go with Bryce Young. I still think he's one of the best quarterbacks in college football. And the number 1, Matt Corral. I know he actually didn't play that bad against Alabama. It was just his coach was drunk for whatever that like.
Yeah.
well, no, it's all, you don't have to say anything. You just have to say Lane Kiffin, and people will understand.
So yeah, that's my top 5. Wanted to make it a little different.
Okay. Let's go Costa next. Who you got?
Okay, so for this, this is an interesting one for me. So, number 5, I'm gonna go with Desmond Ridder, Ryan's favorite player. Desmond Ridder this year has played great. I don't care what anyone says. Tries to tell
Hope he gets killed in the NFL.
That's just wrong.
You're
Wow.
messed up, man.
No,
You're all right. All right.
Wow.
That just got. That was.
Have
just
you heard
really-
that man talk? He's like the most respectful human being on the planet.
Like, man, Brian's just mad because he literally did what he said he was going to do and make the Notre Dame fans quiet in the stadium.
He
Just
did.
salty.
He shushed him.
Ryan didn't realize they muted him.
Right.
Muted him for that. This is wrong.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna start off with Desmond Ridder, and then I guess next I'm gonna take Kenny Pickett for 4 because man he deserve more respect than he's getting. And then my top 3, I kind of like kept going back and forth. I'm gonna go Bryce Young. Yeah, Bryce Young, he's played overall great, but I don't know. There's something I can't put my mind on that I don't like about him. But I don't know. Number 2, I'm gonna put Kenneth Walker. This man is so slept on. This
Best
man,
running back in the country. I was saying it early in the season.
Yes.
I was saying he's the best running back
Yes.
in the
Well,
in the
does
conference.
Lucas think he's better than CJ Verdell?
Well,
I mean,
Verdell's hurt. So.
I mean, you can't
Verdell's hurt.
you can't compare that right
Can't
now,
compare
man.
that.
That's whack.
Okay, real question though: would you take him over Bijan Robinson right now?
Ooh,
I'll answer that. I'll answer that in a minute.
I don't know, man. That's hard because they're both pretty good receiving backs too. I would say no because Bijan Robinson he's just built different. He's just unfortunately on that on this freaking Texas team. But yeah, so I'm gonna take Kenneth Walker too, and then number 1, Matt Corral. Not even a debate. If he keeps playing the way he's playing, Matt Corral deserves the Heisman. Regardless, if they go, especially if they end up going 11-1, which it's very, very possible.
I mean, they say that he might not be able to play though this week versus LSU.
Oh, that would be bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's because I'm not sure exactly what. I think it's just they had him run he ran 21 times, so I'm not sure if he got hurt or something. So it looks like we picked good. Coastal is up 14-0. So
yeah,
they're
balling. They're balling on App State right now. It's bad.
Okay.
All right,
Lucas.
I will take it away. So I have an honorable mention. He's not my top 5, but I just want to point out how good he is, and that's Sean Tucker. I'm pretty sure he leads the country in rushing yards right now. That kid is an absolute stud, and I love how he's the running back for Syracuse.
Oh,
Yeah, he's good.
Great.
If you look at
I actually it's funny. I had the VT game up. He has 948 yards and 9 touchdowns right now.
Yeah, he's having a crazy year. And if you look at his Twitter, he posts little recaps of his game or whatever, and it's super wholesome things. But so I had to mention him. But number 5 right now, and this might come as a shock to you guys, but I genuinely believe that it reminds me of Kyler Murray, and that's Caleb Williams. I'm already putting him in my top 5.
There's already
Because
I mean,
I
I think he is like third or fourth best odds at some odd books already. At some
yeah,
sports.
and I have seen no flaws in his play. I know he's only played 1.5, games, but I've seen no flaws in his play, so I have to put him in my top 5. Number 4 is Bijan Robinson. I already said before, give him the Heisman, and I really wish you could because he's extremely, extremely good. But this is a quarterback award, so you got to go that way. Number 3, I got Desmond Ridder. Speaks for himself. Number 2, CJ Stroud. I think CJ Stroud is number 2, and the reason being is his last 2 games I've seen him play. He has been incredible. The first, if I pull it up here, the first couple games of his season, he had under 70% completion percentage. And the last 2 weeks, he's had over, I believe, 73% completion percentage. 10 touchdowns, no interceptions in the last 2 games. He just looks incredible. And number 1, I think it is pretty obvious that it's Matt Corral. And I think he's by far the guy in front right now.
I am glad we are all agreeing on Matt Corral.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy.
So yeah. I was hoping that I was gonna be the only one to say Stroud because I have him at my 5 right now.
I just don't think that he had that one Heisman moment against Oregon, and he didn't play very well. And then he didn't play very well against Tulsa either.
Yeah, he has picked it up since then. I will give him the credit where it's due.
So number 4, I got Kenny Pickett. I think he's either second or first in the country in touchdown passes, or he's third or something. Pitt, I think, is still top 10 offense in the entire country, yards and points per game. And he was looked at as a late round pick, and now he's played himself into possibly being a first or second round pick. For who we don't know exactly who will be going for a quarterback this upcoming draft, but I think he's played himself into that conversation. 3, Desmond Ridder. He's looked really good versus Notre Dame, and since he's just looking unstoppable right now, at least relative to the competition they're playing against, but they're still, I think it's more impressive when you can consistently destroy teams like that. If they kept struggling, then I would have concerns about Cincy. 2, Bryce Young, has looked good here and there, but lost it's not totally his fault. I didn't watch much of the Texas A&M game, but there's a few throws he's missed here and there, and then Matt Corral, I think we've all agreed on that for now. I don't think there's any change that's been done about that. Even losing to Alabama, the way that game went, that was not his fault. As we said, it was Lane Kiffin's. So I think, we can definitely come back to this, end of the season right before, whenever we do see top 5 or whatever for Heisman and once things become more clear. Let's move on now to our next segment that we finally have gotten to. And that's our stunners and bummers.
Hey,
for those who have not seen this show, this is where we talk about a player or coach that did really well. They are stunners. And then our bummers is a player or coach who pooped the bed really badly. And should be some of them of whom should be taken out and beyond the shed and shot. So
Jeez.
Who's making all that noise?
So much.
What noise?
I think it's Ryan typing.
Okay. Who wants to go first? I can go
Lucas,
first. Okay.
You want it, Lucas?
Yeah, I can go. So my stunner of the week, and I do not know how to pronounce his last name, but I believe it's Eric Barrier or Barrier, something like that. He is the quarterback for Eastern Washington, and I don't know if you know about Eastern Washington, but they are currently 7-0 on the season.
I did see that actually.
They're playing extremely
Eastern Washington 7-0. Wow.
Yeah, they're playing extremely well this year. But he, in this last game, 26 for 35, 600 passing yards on the dot, which is the most by any quarterback in college football so far this season.
Wait, he only had 26 completions for 600 yards?
Yes.
That's literally playing NCAA.
So
that's like what, 25 yards per completion?
Yeah, I mean, maybe more. It's ridiculous. So obviously it was the most by any quarterback in college football this season. 74.3 completion percentage, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 1 rushing touchdown to go along with that. They did play Idaho, they're just awful. I don't think they won a game the last 2 years. But still balled on him last year. And so total for this season so far for this guy, Eric, which I did not know this, and I'm now doing a little bit of research. He might be one of the best quarterbacks in the country. I mean, he's not going to translate to the league or anything, but he might be one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Last year, he had 39 total touchdowns and just 4 interceptions. They weren't great. I think they lost 2 games. They went 5-2 in the COVID year. But this year so far, he has 30 total touchdowns and 5 interceptions, and now 7-0. So this kid's a stud. And
Josh says that's 23 yards per completion. Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, wow. That's just incredible. I believe that 600 yards and the 8 total touchdowns are both records for Eastern Washington, and he wears number 3 for Eastern Washington, who an old quarterback from Eastern Washington, Vernon Adams Jr. also led number 3 there. So go Ducks there. But yeah, he's an absolute stud, and I can't wait to see how his season ends. My bummer is Connor's favorite person on this planet, and that is Justin Fuente.
I thought you were going with Braxton.
Nope, it is Justin Fuente. So, he 3-3 right now after having, not a crazy amount of expectations going into the season, but after beating which we found isn't a very good UNC team, we thought that they were going to be really, really good. And they have absolutely blown some games that they should not have. And
we should have won the Notre Dame game.
Should have won the Notre Dame game for sure. And then I can't remember what the other loss was. It was close.
West Virginia, when we had one of the most inept red zone offenses of all time.
Yeah, and that was a really bad one.
I think I saw something. We're last in the conference in red zone offense and bottom 10 in red zone offense in the country.
Yeah, and it's really bad so far. Justin Fuente, in his 10 years as a head coach, head coaching for Virginia Tech and Memphis, he's had 3 or more losses in every single one of his seasons, which isn't good. He's only had 2 10-win seasons in his 10 years. I think he should be fired. And if any of you guys know anything about our buddy Connor here, is that over the last year we have been hearing if Fuente doesn't do well this year, then he needs to be gone. So this could be his moment. He's been waiting for it. He's been wanting it. They won the UNC game, so it's looking like he wasn't going to go. But
I swear to God, if the regular season ends and they wait until after December 10th to fire him, people are going to be pissed because that actually saves money on the buyout, I think. And people were like, if you're going to fire him, just do it right away, because the problem actually with waiting until December 10th is that gets real. That's a few days, right before the early signing period for recruits. Mm-hmm. So that if you do that, if you wait that long after the season to fire him, the regular season at least, that's not good, because you're just leaving these recruits who you want to try and target out in the dark, not knowing who's coming. Now, obviously, if you fire him beforehand, you still won't have hopefully you have someone hired or, announced within a few days, potentially. But
I think it's incredible that he's even lasted this long. He had a 10-win season and a 9-win season with Virginia Tech a few years ago.
yeah, he was 19 and like 8 or 9 in his first 2 seasons.
Yeah, and the
And
last
lost by 7 to
3,
Clemson in the championship game when
I remember that.
Jared Evans. If I really do believe if we had kept Gerard, if Gerard Evans hadn't stupidly declared for the draft, I think we probably could have challenged Clemson for the championship that year.
Yeah.
In 2017.
It's just been like, I hate when I see teams do things like this, and it makes me think of like a Cleveland Browns extending their coach. What's his face? I can't remember his name. When they were extending
Hugh
him, or like
Jackson.
Hugh Jackson, or like Adam Gase keeping a contract. Like, it's one of those things where you're seeing no production and nothing moving forward. The last 3 seasons, Virginia Tech has had 5 or more losses. So,
and you know what's worse?
I don't know how he's lasted.
We've had every significant streak that was important that was started by Beamer has ended under Fuente. Our winning streak against UVA, our bowl streak. We almost had our shutout streak, or not being shutout streak, and against Pitt, which is like second all time behind Florida right now. It's like 300 plus games that we haven't been shut out. And and then like we've lost to every other team in the state of Virginia at this point.
No,
Yeah.
no. You haven't lost to Virginia Commonwealth
Or
We
Richmond.
lost to VCU
or
we haven't played
VMI
we
or
haven't
VMI.
played JMU under Fuente, but we've lost to UVA, Liberty, and ODU.
You haven't lost to Richmond or UMBC.
Yeah, but we almost lost. to
UMBC
Richmond. We
is
scored
in
14 points
Maryland,
against Richmond.
right?
Oh, wait, UMBC's in Maryland? I thought that was in Virginia.
UMBC.
University of Maryland, Baltimore County.
Okay.
Oh, my.
They beat UVA.
With that being said,
Oh.
Appalachian State responded 14-7.
Go Taste Bryce. That's all I'm gonna say. Go Taste Bryce. I'm rooting for you, brother. Okay, so I guess it's my turn.
Yep.
All right, so my stunner for this week is the good old South Carolina quarterback, Jake Bentley, who I didn't even realize was still
Grad
playing
assistant
college
Jake
football.
Bentley? Is that the grad assistant?
No. He played at South Carolina and then he got hurt, and then they basically benched him for some other nobody garbage. He transferred to Utah, and then apparently he has made his way to the University of South Alabama. And this weekend, he went 24-31 for 389 yards and 3 touchdowns, and had a passer rating of 214.8, which I believe was top 5 this weekend. And their 41-14 win over Georgia Southern. Sorry for that, because I was gonna read from my Georgia Southern teams, but no Gata this year for Southern. No Hail Southern this year. My bummer of the week. Oh boy, this goes back to our Iowa talk, and that is my boy Spencer Petras. My boy, what was you doing? Oh my goodness. Let's go on the stats here. So he did have a 50% completion percentage, 17-32, 195 yards, but no touchdowns, 4 interceptions, a QBR of 16.
Wow.
And he had negative 24 rushing yards. I don't know how many times he got sacked. I guess it looks like here 4. So, but he said he ran the ball 7 times. So, the point being is, Petras was bad, and definitely the bummer.
Ryan?
You guys know
Alright,
you can
so-
DoorDash alcohol.
Yes, don't do that if you're under 21, though, kids.
Sorry, continue.
We don't promote underage drinking on this channel.
Unless you sponsor us.
No, we don't do that anyway. That's unethical. That is unethical, and how we get our channel shut down. Shut up. I'm not getting my channel shut
He's
down.
been
because of
removed.
Ryan.
I removed him.
Sorry. I swear, you're gonna get slapped. I'm gonna literally one day get you through. I'm gonna literally one day find a way to get my hand through my screen.
He's gonna reach across and smack you. No,
I'm not just
gonna turn and smack him.
It's gonna be. Have you all seen? Oh, okay. Have you all seen where they like the games where they like slap each other in the face?
Yeah,
it's gonna be like what?
The world championship. The world championship.
It's gonna be one of those.
If we ever all go to the Notre Dame Clemson game next year, Andrew can do that.
Is that a thing?
Yes, it's a thing. Have you? Barstool has shown it.
Where is it at? Is it at Clemson?
It's at Notre Dame Stadium. So
I'm not going to Notre Dame. Why the hell would I ever want to go to Indiana?
Because you can go to Chicago.
That's Illinois.
Yeah, but it's right next. It's not. But like you fly into Chicago to go to the Notre Dame usually.
Yeah, and then after the game, I immediately would go back to Chicago because I knew.
Yeah, Indianapolis is literally as far from Notre Dame as Chicago is.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Like,
okay, Ryan, what are your stunners and bummers?
Anyway, my stunner of the week is Aiden O'Connell, the quarterback for Purdue. This kid played amazing. He was 30 for 40 attempts, 76% completion percentage, 275 yards passing, 2 touchdowns on the road against the number 2 Iowa Hawkeyes in that defense. I mean, I don't think you could play any better against a defense that is as good as Iowa's is, who I think we can all agree maybe is second, third best defense in college football.
Top 5.
Top 5 for sure.
Iowa has a really good
they do.
This kid, like I don't understand why Purdue doesn't just start him because he wasn't the starter at the beginning of the season, and I don't even think he started this game because then they put Plummer in, and it just doesn't make sense why they don't stick with him. But he was really good. I mean, watching this game, this kid was really composed. When it felt like Iowa's defense could maybe help them getting a few key stops, he made big throws on third down. Him and David Bell are just like they have that QB wide receiver connection. It's just amazing to watch them. But yeah, so that's my stunner, my bummer, and I'm sorry to do this to Connor.
had Braxton.
Yeah, I was thinking about.
You were the one who had Braxton.
I wasn't gonna take Braxton because of the shoulder. But I just looking at this guy's stats.
I mean, it was very windy. I will say that there were quite a few passes of his that just got hung up in the air that fell incomplete because there was a very strong breeze going down the field. But I mean, that's no excuse.
Well, I mean, I was gonna give him a break, not only because I feel somewhat responsible for what happened against Pitt, because Notre Dame was the one that injured him. But just looking at his stats, I could not.
He was the one that injured him.
I could not let it go unanswered. I mean, when you go 11 for 32, only complete 34% of your passes, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 134 yards. That is just terrible. Like, I don't know if anybody other than Graham Mertz has had worse numbers than that this year.
Petrus.
Yeah.
Petrus. Yeah.
I mean, Josh is probably right. He probably has a worse QBR than that. I think I saw that it's not a QBR. It's in the NFL. That's a passer rating. If you were to spike the ball into the ground and the Braves went back to back.
Get a QBR.
Yeah, you can have. I think if you just took the ball and spiked it in the ground every single play, you'd have a quarterback rating of 39.6.
But
so
I mean,
what gives you
the wind, even with the wind and everything, like you didn't see the wind affecting.
What Lucas?
What gives you a worse QBR? Throwing interceptions?
Yeah,
probably that. Probably just interceptions.
You can get a 39.
Well, I mean, think about it. Teddy Bridgewater was top 5 in the NFL with his QB rating just because he didn't throw a single interception.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the only reason.
The interceptions will hurt you more than just an incomplete pass on quarterback rating.
It's weird to me just because I don't know if do you have the stat for his QBR down, Ryan, or can I say it?
Who? Braxton?
Burmeister?
For Braxton's, yeah.
I do not.
So 3 times this season, Braxton Burmeister has had a worse QBR than that 39 point whatever. He had an 11.6 this last week.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. And okay, I'm just gonna take over since Ryan already said it. I feel like I probably should have done Fuente just because this is what he said at the beginning of the season. This is the best passing offense I have ever seen that we've ever had at Virginia Tech. That is what Fuente said coming into the season.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Exactly. When you force out Hendon Hooker, who has been balling for Tennessee, who saved the season at points last year, and
did they really?
And was a much better option at quarterback than anybody else. And Burmeister literally has a wet noodle of an arm. Like,
I don't know how you can see what he did at Oregon and think that he was going to be any different.
Dude, it's like Fuente is just, it's annoying. He doesn't take any responsibility. He's not willing to admit his play calling or that Corneliuson's play calling is the issue. And that's what we had this guy, you've heard of Jerry Kill, right? He used to be I think the coach of Minnesota. He was brought in as a special advisor last year, or like the year before, and he told Fuente, "You need to get rid of Cornelison. He is not imaginative or innovative at all. He is unimaginative as an offensive coordinator." He told Fuente that, and Fuente ignored him, and then Kill left at the end of 2019.
Well, I mean, even like to Connor's point, like when we did play Virginia Tech, there were a lot of times where it seemed like if you just run Burmeister on those design QB runs, like I understand he was hurt, but that wasn't until like the fourth quarter. Like
we would have won a lot easier.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like you guys, I even said this when Notre Dame won that game. Notre Dame did not deserve to win that game at all.
No.
Like, but Burmeister, like, also this, I don't know if it's Cord Nelson that's also telling Burmeister to not take off from the pocket, but there were a lot of times where Notre Dame just like didn't respect Burmeister when he would escape from the pocket to run, because I think that they were just like, oh, he's not going to run because Cord Nelson's not going to let him run. But
they're crapping their pants because they don't got Khalil Herbert anymore.
Well,
they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do with themselves.
Okay, guys, I need to do my list. But Burmeister, real quick, he is the leading rusher for the team. That's how bad the Russian offense has been compared to last year. But
you guys also don't run a lot. It didn't seem like you guys wanted to run a lot in the game.
No. So,
all right,
my center, real quick, I'm just going to do it real quick. My center was Tyron David Price, running back for LSU, rushed for a school record 287 yards and 3 touchdowns. He quite literally doubled his season total. He had 287 yards coming into the game, so he exactly doubled it in one game. And LSU was not even a really good running team.
127 in the country.
They were what?
127 in the country in rushing offense.
Before the game?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
worse than Notre Dame's run offense.
Yeah, Florida sucks then. And then
you want to know what runs with the Orange?
My bummer is Emory Jones and Anthony Richardson. Just the 4 interceptions between them, including I think 1 or 2 pick sixes. But I think it was at least 1, if not 2 pick sixes.
Yeah.
LSU pretty much is what put Florida behind the 8 ball, and they could not stop, LSU rushing. And their best weapon is Richardson's legs. And he led the team in rushing, but it was like 34 yards. Like they weren't using him the way they should. So that's my starter and bummer.
A quick thing about that. A quick thing about that David Price kid. It was the most rushing yards in the SEC game since Herschel Walker. Georgia.
Really? Herschel Walker to go.
Yeah. No, that can't be right because the school record for LSU was 285, which is crazy
because they have Leonard Fournette.
No, that's what I'm saying. Oh, huh.
And Leonard Fournette.
What did I see then?
No, Darius Geis had the school record. It wasn't.
It may have been some other stat to go with it.
Maybe
not just the yards, and it might be yards and touchdowns. I'm guessing.
Maybe. Okay, next we're gonna go on to our meme team of the week. This is the
Did
team
someone
that
say
we think
meme?
meme. So we gotta get through this real quick. We're way behind schedule.
Yeah, we got way too
Per
off
usual.
track.
Well, we can go through the picks a lot quicker.
We can go through the picks
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we gotta cut those down, guys.
Okay. So yeah. So
Just
we're
to
gonna
bring
go.
up the memes.
All right, Lucas. We're gonna go ahead and start with you because I have yours pulled
Okay.
up first.
My meme team of the week is BYU.
Oh god.
Can we just laugh about this?
That's your
I know
pick,
why
right?
you did it, but that's hilarious.
Dude, I had to. I was like, I have to make a face like the chick in the picture. So,
Oh my god, dude,
so
that had me dead. Yo,
Oh my
so
god.
the reason
That's
why
fucking funny, man.
the reason why BYU is my meme team is because last week before their game, before their Boise State game, I said that in the chat right before the Boise State game said BYU could be legit. They could be in the playoff, and now they have dropped 2 straight games. They have absolutely betrayed me, and I'm hurt. I'm hurt from it, and I don't think I'll ever recover.
For anyone watching, this is just a PSA. If Lucas says your team might be legit, just give up on the season.
Ryan, that goes for you too, buddy. Let's slow it down.
Hey, you know what?
Okay.
You know what? Notre Dame sucks.
No, let's bring up Ryan's.
Well, I was just gonna go next, but if
You go.
No, go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead.
Okay, so mine is Florida, and the reason this is the meme is because this what happened against LSU last year. So I figured we should bring it up again. I mean, yes, that's not why they lost. It's just because Florida was just bad, but it was just kind of fitting for it. But yeah. So
I can hear him. I can hear that quote right now.
Yeah,
I can hear the announcer throwing that. Who throws a shoe? Honestly, that's what I would say too. But honestly, growing up a diehard Georgia fan, go Dogs. By the way, we hate Florida more than any other team, and whenever Florida does stuff like this, it's just funny.
Imagine Gus Johnson saying that.
I can't even imagine. But yeah, Florida's mine, and Ryan, you're up next.
All right, so my meme team of the week, Stanford. Lucas was saying that Stanford was actually pretty decent after beating Oregon, and then they proceed to lose to one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the Pac-12, and Washington State.
3-game win streak.
Yeah, Washington State's not as bad as we thought. Yeah.
They beat your Beavers too.
Hey, you know what? Don't sleep on the best team in Oregon. But no, like this Stanford loss is really hurting Oregon, and I think it's just going to continue to hurt.
No,
I think Stanford
it helps us. I already told you this.
No, it doesn't. It's going to keep.
We are number 1 in the North now.
Stanford is going to continue to lose, and it's just going to make that loss even worse and worse and worse.
We needed them to lose this game because now we're number 1 in the North and we can go to the Pac title. If they kept winning, we wouldn't have been in it.
If you don't lose another game.
Oh, well.
Well, obviously, but I'm saying like we needed them to lose another game. It's not like we wanted them to win out. We wouldn't have been in the Pac title. It would have been terrible for us.
But yeah.
But that's hilarious.
But yeah. Connor, you're last, but not least.
Yeah, so my main team was Texas. I think
Texas is back, folks.
Not this time. You're wrong.
We're back.
No, we got you.
When Texas wins tonight
No way.
against the mighty SEC,
No way.
Texas is back.
This one was invented by a writer.
Every week, man.
Every week, man.
I think we can leave it at that. I think we just leave it at that.
Yeah, dude. This is
You know what?
Texas has literally been watching Atlanta sports and just like, yeah.
Let's
hey, Braves are up 2-0 right now.
New ways to completely destroy our fan base's hearts and dreams.
They've been really watching the Falcons.
They've literally been watching Atlanta sports. They've literally been getting inspiration from
Hey, but the Braves are up 2-0 right now.
Please They blew it last night. They'll blow it again tonight. I guarantee it.
I'm not getting my hopes
Hold on,
up.
hold on, hold on.
No, the problem is I got my hopes up. I can't get my hopes up this time. That's
See,
why.
Okay.
now Texas was just like, all right, let me see, 28-3. All right, watch this.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, it was 28-7.
28-3
Hold my
still
beer.
Yeah.
28-7. Okay, let's move on to our regrets of the week. I'm just gonna go real quick. Mine was picking BYU to win. I mean,
All right,
as Lucas showed, obviously, with his hilarious face, how dare they decide to lose 2 straight and ruin my hopes and dreams.
Just okay.
Yeah, for me, my regret pick, we just talked about him. That's Texas. I should have never thought they were good.
Boise State.
Never ever think they're ever
Boise
good
State, man, I got so high on them, and they almost won. I'll give them that. They almost won. I think it's more Air Force is just a pretty damn good team, but man, this is I think that I saw this is their first time they've had a losing streak on the home blue turf since 1997.
Boise?
Yeah,
Holy crap.
yeah.
Wow.
That just shows how good they have been. But yeah, Boise, you let me down.
See, I was originally going to do Texas, but Lucas kind of stole that from me. But I'll go ahead and do Kentucky. I picked Kentucky because I honestly thought that Georgia wasn't the best team, and I thought Kentucky's offense, since it was the best that Georgia had played, would get the win. But I couldn't foresee that Will Levis's receivers would have eaten so much butter popcorn before the game and decided not to catch the ball.
Bro, he went 32 of 42.
But yeah, that's my regret.
Okay,
you can't say he dropped the ball when they were 32 of 42.
10 of those balls were
no,
dropped.
Andrew, don't let him get going. Move on.
All right.
Okay, we're moving on to Pick'ems. Finally, this is gonna be
All right.
45
Score
minutes.
update.
Score
Okay,
update.
so
Andrew,
Andrew.
are we doing unis or no?
Oh,
Nah.
yeah,
No.
I forgot about that.
There wasn't that many good ones.
Bro, there was only good one was Kansas. The other ones were
No,
just
Columbia's was
That's the only
amazing.
time Kansas
All
has ever
Blacks,
anything
baby.
good related to football is their uniforms this week.
No,
I promise
Columbia-
you that next week in the college game day uniforms that Oregon's going to wear are going to be incredible. I already sent you guys a preview of them, and they're going to be insane.
See, for me, the Columbia College unis were OP.
Coastal's
But-
got some nice ones
Oh,
on
I
right
should have
now.
taken Columbia then. My sister went to Columbia.
But
The fighting Marcellus Wiley's.
Marcellus. All right, we got the pick 'em.
Okay, what's the Pick'em?
So the pick 'em
What is
score
score?
is Connor with 61, barely hold on to that lead. Andrew had the best pick'ems of any week of any of us since the show has started. He was just on a roll.
What do you?
I don't know, man, but I was balling.
What did he go? What was his number?
His number was 60. He's one behind you. He went from last place to second place.
How many did he have the week before?
43,
he had,
right?
So he went 12-8 then, at least.
I don't have it up anymore.
No, you had to have gone better than.
I think it was 43.
Well, then I had
He was
17.
17-3.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, Andrew's in second from last place to second with 60. Me and Lucas, though Lucas did have a better week than I did, finished tied for last place with 56. I just had an awful week. I took a lot of hot takes and it just backfired. So
I started off really, really bad at the beginning of this, so I got some catching up to do.
First
All
game.
All right, boy.
Costa decided to throw some curveballs in here.
Yes,
Northern
sir.
Illinois at Central Michigan. Central Michigan does it.
Who are we? Am I starting?
Yeah.
Or how are we starting?
Sure. Yeah,
All
you
right,
go
I'll
first.
start off. Okay. NIU. No further questions.
Northern Illinois, baby. Don't forget, they beat Georgia Tech. Don't sleep on the Huskies.
all right, so I'm gonna go NIU. Go Huskies.
Yeah, clean sweep going NIU. Maryland At Minnesota, Maryland, I think, has a 2-game losing streak, getting absolutely destroyed by both Iowa and then Ohio State. Meanwhile, Minnesota is on a 4-game winning streak. So, Lucas, who you got?
Minnesota is rolling, and they're going to win this game.
Minnesota, as they like to say up in Minnesota. Give me the Gophers.
I'm going to go with the Golden Gophers.
I really wanted to take Maryland because Tanner Morgan is a terrible quarterback, in my opinion, or just very mediocre. And I do think at least Tagovailoa is better than him, but I'm going to have to take Minnesota. So, clean sweep again. Looks like Josh is taking the Gophers. Next, we got BYU at Wazoo, having their first game under a new interim head coach after they fired their previous one for reasons we do not want to get into due to politics and stuff like that. Yes. Ooh, Braves just robbed a home run. Nice.
So for this, I would have gone Washington State if they still had their coach. But I'm going to go with BYU here. Now, if you're a BYU fan, I am sorry that I'm picking your team. I will say that. If they lose, it's my fault. I will take full responsibility. I'm going to do it.
They are going to be.
It's like Brandon Perna's number 1 rankings curse.
Yeah.
They are going to be drinking lots of Diet Coke after this win over Wazoo.
Oh, God.
Give me the Cougars.
All right, so
they're both Cougars.
Well, give me the BYU Cougars. I forgot about that.
So I'm going to go Wazoo. Washington State is going to pull Las Vegas Raiders this weekend, and they're going to win with no coach.
I picked Wazoo for the exact same reason. They're going to play spirited for their new replacement coach. That's the reason I actually took the Raiders in my NFL pick'ems, because the Ravens, the same thing happened when the Ray Rice incident happened with the Ravens. Even though they didn't lose their coach, it was a very big distraction, and they responded well. So I'm taking Wazoo. We already took all Coastal, but now it's tied with App State at 14-all.
Yeah, App State did an onside kick.
Wow, that's ballsy.
Don't disrespect my boy Chase Bryce.
Now we got Boston College at Louisville, the Fighting Elite Cunninghams.
This was such a toss-up for me, but like you guys did say, I didn't look at the score of that last game. I just knew they lost. But you guys said that Boston College got destroyed, and that makes my pick even better because I picked Louisville to win this.
Yeah, I was actually really high on Boston College coming in this year, as I've told y'all, but yeah, they've just fallen off Louisville. I think their record is deceiving. They're better than it shows.
Yeah, I think BC kind of fell off once Phil Dracovic went down. Their season just kind of plummeted. So yeah, go Cards.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cardinals as well. I originally took Boston College, but I think that the way they lost to Clemson, I think really deflated them. And then obviously getting absolutely destroyed by NC State. I think Louisville is going to come out swinging. So I think that's a clean sweep of picking Louisville. Next, we got Wisconsin at Purdue. Costa, I think you said Wisconsin is actually a 3-point favorite on the road.
That is correct, and I
was surprised by it.
I am too.
That is very surprising. But that just means I think odds makers aren't totally buying Purdue. That besides like a fluke win potentially.
Okay, but Graham, they must have forgot that Wisconsin has Graham Mertz.
That's true.
Yeah,
I'm taking Purdue. I think they're going to keep riding high.
It's weird, just because Wisconsin, if they can run the ball really well, Malusi, right?
Malusi, yes.
Clemson kid, he is a stud. And
I
so
know.
if they can run the ball, they
him.
can run the ball all over Purdue, I think. But Purdue's going to win this game because I don't see them doing that.
Boiler up, hammer down. I love you, Malusi, but I got to pick against you. Give me the Purdue.
See, I'm going to say what Luke said. A sign of a great team is barely beating Army. So on Wisconsin. Also, if they beat Purdue, that makes Notre Dame look better because Wisconsin will most likely be ranked after beating.
Wouldn't you want Purdue, though?
No, because Wisconsin just has a better reputation. I feel like the committee would respect Wisconsin ranked, like if they're ranked over Purdue.
They
Okay.
wou't be ranked after this game.
Yeah,
If
bro, they're
Wisconsin
gonna be
beats Purdue, I think they will be ranked.
No, they're
gonna have
not,
a
bro. They don't
three-loss
even have
team
no.
ranked
If they
8 weeks into the season,
absolutely not.
no.
Ryan is
No.
on some different
Okay.
stuff, man.
Yeah, I already said I'm taking Purdue. Next, we have San Diego State undefeated versus Air Force, number 22, San Diego State. Air Force beat. Who did they beat?
Boise State.
State.
Yeah,
Boise
on
State
the blue
at
turf.
Boise State. That's impressive, in my opinion. I'm just gonna say now. I'm taking Air Force. I'm thinking they're gonna keep rolling, and they're gonna end up getting ranked after this when they win this game.
I know San Diego State went up, but this is not. I don't think this is going to be a close game. Air Force is going to win.
Yeah, they did not deserve to go up 2 spots as they're barely beating San Jose State in double overtime. I told this earlier. They're overranked. They should not be in the top 25 after last week. Give me the
San
Falcons.
Jose State still have Starkle.
I think so.
Wait, Connor, did you take Purdue that last one?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go Air Force as well. I think the Falcons are just the best. Like, are they? They're in the Mountain West, right?
Yeah,
I think they're the best team in the Mountain West. So give me the Falcons.
the battle of the best teams in the Mountain West, arguably.
Yeah. Okay, so we all took I think we all took Air Force, right?
Yeah, we did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, this I think is one where there might be a split potentially, especially with at least with Ryan. I feel like I already know who he's taking. With
Oh
what
my
he said
gosh, I know who. I know it too.
Utah coming off a win over Arizona State, correct? They beat Arizona State.
Yep.
Oregon State's coming off of a win over. Is it Wazoo or Stanford? Stanford.
They just Oregon State. I want to say they had a bye.
I think they had a bye week.
They're coming off a loss to Washington State.
Oh, they're coming off a loss. Okay.
Yeah. My pick is going to be Utah, but it's going to be a really good game because what's his name? BJ Baylor is a stud running back for Oregon State.
Yeah.
But I think Utah is going to end up just. I mean his name's Cam Rising, right? He's actually a really good quarterback, and I think he's going to end up beating him.
He is. I'm going to also go Utah. Fun fact: their only 2 losses that have been out of conference play, so they are 3-0 right now in the Pac-12. Make that 4-0. Give me the Utes.
Give me the Utes, even though Oregon State is still the best team in Oregon.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Okay, I'm taking Utah. I think they're going to keep it rolling after a very impressive win beating Arizona State. Next, we got number 18, NC State at Miami. Costa, I think you said NC State is only a 3-point favorite.
That is correct.
That is also very surprising with how bad Miami's looked, in my opinion. I don't understand how you can.
The Mississippi State loss is what's keeping a lot of people kind of scared about that game.
Mm-hmm.
For what? NC State?
Yeah, because that's their one loss.
Right.
And they did not look good that game.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, but let's look at Miami right now and who they've lost to.
Did they beat or lose to UNC? I think they lost.
They
right?
lost. They almost.
It was a good game. It was a good
Shootout.
game, but we've already established how not good UNC is. They have one good player on their team, and the rest of the team is just garbage. So North Carolina State's going to win this. I don't think it's going to be super handily, but they're going to end up winning this game.
I want to take Miami so bad. I really do. But I just can't quite do it. I do think they are Miami is better than their record shows. They could easily right now be 4-2 instead of 2-4. But I'm gonna go with Wolfpack as much as it hurts.
Now, wait. So
Freeman
Andrew
hit a home run. It's now 3-0 Braves.
Don't tell me about it.
So
Stop.
Andrew.
Yeah.
So Clemson is.
My bad.
Oh, go ahead. No, Clemson is below NC State in the rankings, right? So they need NC State to lose 2 games.
Well, they could need to lose 1, and if Clemson wins out, it'd be a tie between them and Wake, arguably. So, and I think Wake's better than NC State.
But I'm saying, like, so as long as NC State.
Wait, right. Wake and NC State are both in the Atlantic, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if Wake loses a game, do NC State and Wake play?
Yes.
Probably,
well,
yeah,
they're in the Atlantic, so they have to.
So anyway, so either way, Clemson needs Wake or needs NC State to lose 2 games and Wake to lose at least 1.
I mean, yeah, that'd be preferred.
Okay.
Unless it's a 3-way tie, and then Clemson probably would get the benefit of the doubt in the rankings.
How does that work though? If NC State has the win against,
But it's sure if Wake beats NC State,
okay,
and then Clemson beats Wake, I think the tiebreaker will be who's the highest ranked,
oh, okay,
or some
Makes sense.
crazy tiebreaker.
Because it's like the circle of suck. They've each beaten each other without creating a true tiebreaker amongst themselves.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
the thing.
So at that point, it's either points against or over. I think the first tiebreaker then is overall conference record.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it goes, so then it would just depend how well every team does in the conference overall.
All right, so I'm gonna go NC State in this game. I'm gonna say they're the third best team in the ACC. I think Pitt and I think Wake Forest are better, but NC State has the second best defense in the ACC behind Clemson. So yeah, give me the Wolfpack.
Yeah, I'm taking the Wolfpack. I think Lucas is right. It could be a lot closer than you think. It might be 10, 14 points maybe. Miami might give them a bit of a challenge potentially, but I think NC State just is much better overall at this point. Another ACC matchup, Georgia Tech at UVA, who is flying high with, was it Brendan
Armstrong.
Strong?
Brandon Armstrong.
Brandon Armstrong.
Yeah.
Second best quarterback in the ACC probably right now.
Fair enough.
So, second best quarterback in the ACC, but the worst throwing motion in college football.
Yes.
The video. I need to see that.
Bad.
He is going to.
He's
I'm telling
sword
you,
arms
he's the Lonzo Ball of college football. I'm telling you, it's just the most disgusting thing you've ever seen, but it always goes in. But yeah, Virginia's going to win this.
Definitely. Sorry, mom and dad and brother, Georgia Tech student and two alum. There's going to be no rambling back from Georgia Tech. No hell of an engineer. I got the Who's. Go Who's this time.
Yeah, I'm going with the best team in Virginia. Go Virginia.
Oof.
Oh, no, I have no issue with you saying that. It's true
Rip.
at this point, unfortunately. And I agree. I wouldn't be surprised if UVA has 7-8 wins by the time Virginia Tech plays them, because right there playing with their offense, hitting UVA. Next, we got LSU. Obviously, we talked about their coaching situation. Ed Orgeron is going to play out the rest of the season as head coach, and then he's going to be gone. Taking on Lane Kiffin and Matt Corral, who might be out for this game, potentially. We're not entirely sure. That might be something to keep an eye on. Lucas, who you got?
I actually just went on my phone and changed my pick. LSU is going to win behind Max Johnson and their newfound run game that actually exists. Ole Miss is gonna. They're just so beat up after that last game, and I think a little bit demoralized because they really should have lost that game against Tennessee.
Oh my
God. So Ole Miss, they're gonna lose, I think, and maybe I don't know. I don't know if you guys can chime in on this. I know we're doing the picks, trying to be quick, but if LSU wins this game, how do you get rid of Coach O? I don't know how you can get rid of Coach Edo after this, but
well,
I got LSU.
It's like what you said. There were some apparently off-field issues, so that's why.
That's true.
And apparently, he never just changed the way he is as a person or as a coach.
Yeah,
that's true.
Not so fast. All right, so finally, I get to do a Lee Corso here. Not so fast, my friend. Ole Miss. Ole Miss going to win this game by a field.
This one's going to make or break me. This is going to be my regret pick. I guarantee it. If they
potentially, yeah.
I'm going to go with Lucas on this one. I'm going LSU and Coach O. I actually just looked this up because I wanted to see what the status was of Matt Corral, and it sounds like Lane Kiffin doesn't have a lot of confidence that Corral will go.
Their backup's a true freshman too, I'm pretty sure.
And also the fact that, I mean, I love Coach O as a coach, and I honestly don't agree with what's going on in LSU. So yeah, get one for the coach.
I take that back then. And now you told me that, I'm taking LSU.
I wanted.
Now I'm mad. You guys are
say Ole Miss. You know what? I'm going to take Ole Miss just to go against the grain. Just to
see. That's what I was trying to do.
Exactly. Now he's down.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
You thought everyone else was going to go Ole Miss. No, I'm going to go Ole Miss. Or LSU.
You should have never said anything about Matt Corral, to be honest.
Oh, I
That's
shouldn't
all.
have. Yeah, I should have kept my mouth
That
shut.
up.
So yeah, I'm gonna go Ole Miss. Lucas said this could be his regret. This could be my regret, depending on whatever happens. So yeah, I mean, we'll find out. Nevada at Fresno State. Carson Strong versus what's the guy's name?
Jake Haener.
Jake Coker.
Jake Haener.
No, Jake Haener.
Haener.
Yeah.
Two pretty good college football or quarterback prospects. Strong, I keep hearing coming up as like a top 5 prospect for the draft this year. He's like 6'9". So he's like a massive dude. You guys got?
Yeah. So I have Fresno State, and the only reason why is because I'm sticking to my guns. At the beginning of the season, I said that Fresno State was going to end as a 10-2 team in the regular season. Did not think one of the losses was going to be to Hawaii. I thought it was going to be the UCLA game. Those obviously swapped. But yeah, I got Fresno State in this one, but it could very, very easily be Nevada. And if it's Nevada, then shoot, you got to, conversation about Nevada.
Oh yeah, who's Nevada lose to in their only loss? I forgot.
Did they play Boise State already?
I don't think so. Hold on, I'm gonna look real quick. It was at Kansas State, and they lost pretty handily, 38-17. So
Nevada.
K-State's not a bad team though.
They're not.
No,
they're not.
Okay.
They're inconsistent. But Fresno State's a 3-point favorite. Man, I want to partly say Nevada, but I don't know, man. I kept going back and forth, but they've looked good the last few games, but they really haven't played anyone really kind of worth poo. So I'm gonna go Fresno State.
I'm going to go Nevada and Carson Strong. They're going to beat the real FSU.
Man,
this guy's that is true. I'm taking Nevada as well.
I guess they aren't the real tomahawk chop then either. In the FSU I now.
So yeah, I'm taking Nevada. Okay, Oklahoma State at Iowa State. Iowa State is kind of righted the ship a little bit, while Iowa State had that great comeback against Texas. Though I think that's more Texas just choking it than anything else. I'll just open up. I got Oklahoma State. I think they're going to keep carrying it on. Their defense has been really good, and their offense has been just good enough to win them the day. So I think they're going to be able to beat the Fighting Brock Purdy's.
The Fighting Brock Purdy's.
I'm just saying that the Fighting, whoever the most famous player on each team is. That's just my shtick.
Is this game at night? Do we know? Is this a night game? Or is this a day game?
Let me look.
Night game. That might be interesting.
It's at 3:30 on Fox.
Well, that means it'll end about
Eastern time.
7, so it'll be night. So it'll be a night game by the end.
Lucas?
Well, I'm going to take the Fighting Brandon Whedon's.
That's good, bro. That's good.
That was a good one.
I
like it.
Love you.
But the only reason why I'm taking them, because I think Iowa State could win this. I'm taking them because I really, really want to see an undefeated versus undefeated Oklahoma game. So,
Oh, that would be a good. That's a good point. I forgot about
So not so fast, my friend. Again, it's not the Fighting Brock Purdy's. It is the Fighting Breece Halls, man.
that. He hasn't done anything this year. I've never heard his name said.
He was killing it last game against Kansas State.
he reminds me of like a.
Nah, it's and Iowa State is also a 7-point favorite. This has trap game written all over for Oklahoma State. I'm going the Cyclones.
7.
All right,
That's
so
surprising.
I'm going to kind of set the stage. We've got the Fighting Justin Blackmans versus the Fighting Alan Lazards.
Alan Lazard.
No, the Fighting David Montgomerys.
Hey, David Montgomery's Justin Blackman. That's a name I've not heard in a long time.
He used to be my favorite player.
Man, remember,
Back in the
that
day.
dude was a bust.
He was so good in college, though.
And honestly, between the two, I'd probably say Justin Blackman was the better college football receiver. But if this is a night game, it's 3:30. Iowa State just has some magic when they play a ranked team at home, especially a top 10 team. So I'm going to go with the Cyclones in this one. The Fighting Alan Lazards.
Okay.
The Braves just scored again, by the way. It's 4-0. Oh my gosh. Stop scoring, get my hopes up more.
So I already said I took Oklahoma State. Next, we got Colorado State at Utah State.
I
You
feel a
just gotta
curveball.
make this tough on us, don't
Did I not?
I do. Hey, it's
Oh my
tough
God,
on me
I forgot to write this
too.
one down too. What the hell, dude?
I
was
told
like,
you.
I
don't-
I
this
told
in.
you this is
You
a. I told you I surprised y'all with this one. I
forgot
told you.
about that.
Connor.
Yeah, you
This is a
surprised me on
prize.
2 of these. I forgot
You
to.
didn't.
Surprise.
And you didn't. I was gonna say, and you didn't add the one that I said in the chat. But
Oh yeah, sorry, Lucas. My fault.
I
You're right.
I don't know where to go with this one. I mean, Colorado State did give Iowa a run for their money in that game that they played. Still lost by 10, but they did give them a run for their money. But I'm pretty sure they're just like, I'm pretty sure they're really, really bad. I've not paid attention at all to either of these teams. So I'm going to take Utah State.
I'm going to say Utah State. One of the guys I did a tape for back in the day, DJ Wims, is a Utah State alum, and he was a killer. And I wish he had gotten the chance in the NFL. I don't think it's going to happen. But I also, let's not remember, Colorado State, if I remember correctly, did lose to Vanderbilt. So come on, let's go to Utah State.
I'm going with the Fighting Jordan Loves in this game.
Oh, I love that one. That's a good one.
Okay, I just looked this up. I know this is never, obviously, this is very, very not a good predictor, but ESPN's FPI 50.5, Colorado State is favored.
Oh,
So-
also, don't forget Michael Gallup also did go to Colorado State. So
That's true. I will take. I'll take Utah State. I think that's what I have.
Remember also, though, Utah State's the only team to beat Air Force this year.
That's a good
Fun
point.
fact.
And we all
wait,
take
so we
that.
all took Utah State, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wake
that's no
Forest
fun.
At Army.
Ooh.
This could be good.
Trap game. Trap game.
Oh no, absolutely. I'm gonna say right here. I have this written down. Wake cannot defend the run. In their last 2 games versus Louisville and Syracuse, they gave it up total of 562 yards and 5 rushing touchdowns.
Trap
Oh
game.
Jesus!
They total between those two. They cannot defend the run.
You got to remember
If
that-
Army will pass once per quarter just to try and make the defense honest. But if Wake cannot stop this triple option, Army will run them.
what teams did you say it was that they played where they gave
Louisville
up?
and Syracuse. So not
Okay,
so Syracuse. So I mean, not the best, but I mean, still that's what makes it that much worse for Wake is giving up nearly 600 yards and 5 rushing touchdowns.
Well,
in 2 games.
there's no problem with giving up that much to Syracuse, as I alluded to before with Sean Tucker. He's crazy, and he just, ran all over Clemson. So, that's not crazy. But I'm going to go Wake Forest here just because I don't want to switch up. But I'm really, really leaning towards Army. But I got Wake Forest on the picks.
Oh man, I really, really, really want to take Army in this game. Wake Forest is only a 3-point favorite. It's at Mitchie Stadium in beautiful West Point, New York. I want to take this. Go Army, go for my cadet grad Sung Soo. Sorry though, buddy. We gotta go. I'm gonna have to take Wake in the ACC here. It'll be better when Clemson beats them later this year.
All right, so I'm gonna go with the Fighting Sam Hartmans. I think that
Say the fighting Chris Pauls, man.
Oh, he went to. I was forgetting he went to Wake. I just thought it was like.
And the fighting Tim Duncans.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I'm going Wake Forest. I think the Demon Deeks are the best team in the ACC, and I think Sam Hartman's going to prove it again against Army. I don't think that Wake Forest defense is going to really stop Army's run game, but I don't think Army's going to stop Sam Hartman either. So go Wake Forest.
Fair.
I'm going to go against the grain yet again. I'm going Army.
It's going to be a regret pick.
Wow.
Don't care. Gotta maintain my lead. So gotta go against the grain with all you guys.
Good. Keep doing that because I can take the lead.
Okay. Tennessee at Alabama. Lucas, I think I can already say that you are taking Tennessee because you already said they were going to be Alabama. So we can skip you and just go straight.
Yeah, I think you might take that one back.
He already took Tennessee, so I
He
think
can't take it back.
you
He's
and
too late.
Costa, who you got?
Wait, hold up.
No, you already made your pick 3 weeks
No,
ago.
let him,
You are muted.
let him change it. Let him change it. Let him change it.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let me look something up.
Are you
I
looking
have
at
to
the
look
film
something
that
up.
he's playing?
I have to make sure that Hendon Hooker is playing. If he is not,
You don't have faith in Joe Milton, the third?
No.
3 seconds left. He ran out of bounds. Who does that?
He ran at the 15-yard line. He didn't even try. How do you not make a pass? Wow.
Okay, he's day to day as of right now. So, so it says they don't think it's a long-term injury. So I'm gonna stick with my guns and Tennessee.
Okay, we're all gonna get a point on you for that.
Oh man, it's like I told y'all after Texas. Okay, it's like I told y'all after Alabama lost to Texas A&M. If you're on Alabama's schedule until they make the SEC championship, good luck.
You're gonna be you're gonna lose by 50.
Yes,
Keep
good luck.
sleeping.
No, it's like I said. Good luck. Good luck, Tennessee. You're gonna need it, and Bama's gonna be smoking those cigars like they always have when they beat Tennessee.
I just hope they don't have mustard at the Alabama game.
That's good.
And golf balls.
And
Golf
golf
balls.
balls.
FPI has Bama at 91.2% chance to win this game.
I honestly, I hope that Alabama's security staff is better at looking through clear bags and realizing people have golf balls or Heinz mustard
Well, it's
bottles
not a
in
metal
there.
detector. You can hide that in your pants.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Tide. I mean, like Andrew said, after that Texas A&M loss, I feel so sorry for whoever's left on Alabama's schedule because it's gonna be Roll Tide the entire way.
Yep.
Bama by 35.
Oh God!
Even with Hooker,
Well, I think Tennessee will score some points.
No, if they have Hooker, it'll be.
If
by
Hooker's
20.
playing, I think he can make it closer. But maybe
Tennessee has one of the best offenses in the country this year since Hooker has stared.
If Hooker is playing, it goes from 35 to 28.
And we're acting like Alabama doesn't. And also it's at Bryant Denny.
Yeah, if it was
Alabama
Tennessee,
gave up 38
I'd be willing to give Tennessee
41
some
points.
Okay, let's move on to my team. Syracuse versus the Fighting Fire Justin Fuentes.
All right, Lucas, you're up.
All right, so I have the Fighting Donovan McNabbs.
I was trying to think who
that's a good one. That's a good
winning
one.
this game. I think Syracuse is going to win this game, and it's all going to be behind Sean Tucker. If he ran all over Clemson's defense, imagine what he's going to do to these guys. It's going to be brutal.
I've actually got not just the Fighting Donovan McNabbs, the Fighting Ernie Davises.
Yeah,
the first African American to win.
Well, you know that.
The Fighting Marvin Harrisons.
They might unretire.
Wait,
I'm sure you heard. They might unretire Ernie Davis's jersey number and give it to Sean Tucker.
Well, I don't like that. Unless Ernie Davis allows that. No.
But, all right, I'm going with the Fighting Jim Browns in this game.
Yeah, the Qs. Yeah.
Fighting Jim Browns, the best running back in NFL history.
But yes, he did go to
behind Derrick Henry.
But yes, he did go to Syracuse, by the way, Marvin Harrison, Connor.
Oh wow. Jim Brown has better stats through the first 6 games than Henry has right now.
And Jim Brown
in 1958 had 964 yards and 14 touchdowns.
Oh Jesus!
Season. So
yeah, he's the king.
Different football.
Yeah.
I said I was going to take Syracuse. Then Costa said I should take Virginia Tech, but I think that was just mental trying to make me go against myself.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did.
Proof. Proof. That's what
Honestly, I want Virginia Tech to lose just because I feel like that's more ammunition to get to fire Joseph Fuente.
Right?
So I'm gonna take Syracuse, but if Virginia Tech wins, I swear to God, I'm not gonna be very happy about
I'm
it.
gonna laugh.
See, I'm surprised I haven't seen.
You'll laugh if Virginia Tech wins because it's not a good thing.
I'm so surprised
That
that I
is
haven't
funny.
seen Virginia Tech fans in the stadium have a sign that says "Fire for Wednesday" yet.
I jokingly said it on the Reddit on like the game thread in the college football subreddit for the Pitt game that I'm amazed there wasn't a Fire Fuente chant happening at halftime. Just a Fire Fuente.
That's what Clemson should be doing with Tony Elliott. Fire Tony.
But it sounds
Okay,
like,
so we all took
Navajo
Syracuse.
Yeah.
I will actually be happy if Virginia Tech loses. But actually, I never thought I'd actually say that. Clemson at number 23, Pitt. Obviously, Costa goes last. So,
Yep.
Lucas, you go first.
For me, I got Pitt in this game. I think it's going to be a really hard-fought game, but Clemson hasn't – there's no – and Costa can attest to this. There's just no trusting Clemson at this point. Just
Offensively, you're right 100%.
Even defensively, I mean, they got ran all over.
Yeah, man. Well, what do you want them to do when they literally have to be out there all the time because the offense is literally having to like give them no time to rest?
That's fair, but playing against a guy like Pickett and doing that, they're going to lose by 40.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. God forbid, but Pitt's defense is not that good. That's the only reason it'll keep us.
Syracuse's defense isn't that good.
No, it's better than that.
Okay, Ryan.
I'm gonna go with the Fighting Chris Blewitts in this game.
I don't understand why Washington got released Dustin Hopkins. I don't understand why they did that.
If I remember, isn't that the last time Pitt beat Clemson was when Blewett had that?
Yes.
That's a good one.
That is still the greatest name for a kicker ever.
Yes.
The Fighting Shady McCoys.
I remember when he kicked that, and the announcer goes, "Well, Chris Blewett didn't blow it this time."
Didn't blew it.
So
okay, I'm also gonna take Pitt. The Fighting Larry Fitzgeralds beat the Fighting Chad Kellys.
The Fighting James Connors.
The Fighting James Connors will beat the Fighting Chad Kellys at Heinz Field. And Coster, the floor is yours.
Oh, man. You know, I actually was originally going to take Pitt, but no, I can't. I'm sorry, the Fighting Larry Fitzgeralds. You are not going to beat the Fighting Trevor Lawrences. Not today. You are not going to do that. This is going to be a game where Clemson will
Fighting Deshaun Watson's. Oh, no.
Clemson, if Virginia Tech can hold Pittsburgh to 28 points, Clemson can hold them to even less. I don't care if it – no, not yet. Not yet. If Clemson can hold – Virginia Tech can hold them to 28, Clemson can hold them to 21. And this is the game. This is it. This is it. I swear. If not, I mean, all I know is that next time if this doesn't happen, we're getting the Fire Tony chant. We're getting the We Want Tyson chant going. Give me Clemson.
Hold on, real quick. I'm going to say this. I feel like Pitt's going to destroy Clemson just like Travis Etienne's knee got destroyed in preseason.
Oh, man. Let's not talk about that. That's sad.
You're a dick.
That's just wrong.
Dude, I really hope Notre Dame actually loses all their games now. Screw you, dude.
That's so wrong.
You're a Ryan. I didn't think you, Ryan. You were like, wow, dude. Notre Dame fans. You wonder why people don't like them.
Come on. That was funny.
No,
that's not funny,
dude. That's terrible.
Okay. On a different note, we're gonna just ignore him for a second. I just saw a graphic on this game. It's at halftime right now, and there is only one team in the top 10 right now that has a top 10 defense.
It's Georgia,
and that's Georgia. The next closest is Cincinnati at 12, which is mind blowing.
Has what?
A top 10 defense in college football. There's
Like,
only
just
one
None
team.
of the top 10. No, the only top 10 team that has a top 10.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
I was
Penn
confused.
State doesn't have a top 10 defense?
No, not
guess
statistically.
not,
Remember,
no.
they were 32nd in points given up. That's why we picked Iowa to beat Penn State.
Okay, let's move on. USC at the Fighting
Ian
Golden
Bucks.
Domes.
No, the fighting douchebags.
No, the fighting Ian
Fighting
Bucks.
Domeheads.
Oh wait, no, fighting Chase Claypool. There we go.
Gross.
Losing.
I really
I've
want
never
to
heard of
switch my
her.
pick to USC, but if USC wasn't so god awful, I would switch my pick right now.
Yeah, I really would. After what Ryan said,
After Ryan
USC
said, I would take USC. But
Nah.
USC is so terrible, dude. I can't switch my pick just for the sake of the game. So yeah, Notre Dame's gonna win this, but I hope it's close so that Ryan has some more gray hairs.
Oh,
yeah. So Ryan, definitely now if AD gets hurt, I'm gonna laugh at you because that's karma. That's what you get. And the same with LeBron.
hey,
That's
he's
what you
street
get.
clothes. Expect him to be in street clothes.
Yeah, because the Lakers suck. But yeah, I wish I could take USC after that awful comment. But yeah, I can't because they're just.
All
that
I'm gonna
bad.
say is Chicago Bulls are have better records than Lakers right now.
All
Sorry.
right. I'm sorry, bro, but you barely beat the Detroit Pistons without their best player. That's
1-0.
okay. Cool.
Other
You're
way
still not
around.
gonna make the playoffs. I'm just kidding. You will. But
The Hawks still have a
I'm
good
gonna,
record.
I'm gonna take Notre Dame as well.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
Like everybody else here except Ryan. We all wish we could take USC for what he just said, but USC is a dumpster fire of a team right now.
they'll
And
keep it
it's
close.
They'll
And
keep it
also,
No, That's
also
gonna-
Lucas, what are we talking about with in defense? Are we talking about yards per game or points
Just
per game?
total defense. That's what the
Total
stat.
defensive
It was
rating.
FPI
that mean
FPI
yards?
total defense. No, it's just
Okay. Because if we're
Total.
doing it by points allowed, Penn State and Cincinnati are both in the top 5 defensively.
yeah, it's just total defense. So yards given up, points allowed, everything adding up to your total defense. It's
Fun fact, Clemson is number 2 in the nation in giving up points per game, and they're only giving up 12.5. But yeah.
all right. So can I
yeah.
can finally go?
Go ahead. Yeah,
All right.
I think
All right. So
How much time do we give him? How much allotment time do we give him?
Oh, I'm not gonna take long. I'm just gonna say this. I just gonna say this. It's gonna. You remember that game when Sam Darnold was a starting quarterback at USC and they came to Notre Dame Stadium and they were undefeated, and Josh Adams ran for 3 touchdowns against that USC team. Yeah, go Irish, and it's not gonna be close. It's gonna be a blowout. Jack Cohn is gonna start the game. He's gonna play awful. Tyler Buckner's gonna come in, throw for 3 touchdowns, throw 2 interceptions.
No, he's not because
Yeah.
he's going to get hurt. That's karma.
Hey, I wish both of them would get hurt
Oscar.
so I could see Drew Pine.
Check out what I just said in the group chat.
Okay, please.
But no,
that's funny.
again, all I gotta say is Pine
W.
needs to start. He's the best quarterback on this Notre Dame roster. But anyway, go Irish. Screw USC.
I can't wait until Notre Dame plays another good team.
Yeah,
We don't
I'm
have another
gone.
good
Next,
team on the
we
schedule.
have-
Yeah, and that's why y'all aren't making the playoff.
Next, we have
Overrated one loss
Lucas's
team.
Fighting Daffy Ducks versus the Fighting Chip Kellys.
The
No,
Fighting Mariota.
I still got Oregon. I don't know what to think about UCLA. I mean, they're 5-2, but I don't know. I'm just gonna take Oregon.
College game day is at this game, by the way.
I
Just
saw
so-
How would they be at this game?
Well, there's no other good game.
There's no other good game. This is the
Who else
best.
are,
Yeah,
what other
you're
game?
right.
What other game are you gonna go to? Like that's the thing.
San Diego State Air Force.
No, San Diego State's overrated. Get out of here.
Give Air Force some love.
Okay,
Hell,
fair.
they could have moved. They could have moved the App State game.
Only because it's at App State. If it were at Coastal, I would say they should go.
Yeah.
Anyways, make your pick so I can.
Okay.
They
Oh yeah, I
didn't.
forgot. Lucas, you're going last year. Yeah. So UCLA's last 2 wins have been against the 4 Washington Huskies. They barely won, and they didn't look that good against Arizona either. I mean, credit Oregon does not look great either. UCLA, surprisingly though, is this 2-point favorite in this game. I don't think. I mean, I'm going to say this: give Thompson a chance to play, or Ty Thompson a chance to play a quarterback. If you're Oregon, I think he deserves a chance with the way Anthony Brown's playing it. I think Oregon's going to win by a field goal.
I'm going to go UCLA. I think Dorian Thompson-Robins is just the better player, the better quarterback, and I think UCLA is a better team.
Why did my camera?
Oregon just struggled against
What's happening?
1-5 Cal. So, yeah, go UCLA and the Fighting Bruins.
There we go. That was weird. My camera unfocused. That was really weird.
But this would be such a game that Oregon would lose, and then they'd be out of contention for playoff
Your
spot.
team's already out of contention.
Hey, you know what? Oregon can sit on the couch with
So
us.
hear me out. Notre Dame has beat the team that's number 2 right now, and they're still 3 spots below us. That's how good those guys are. I don't know what to think about this game because I think UCLA could kind of slap us in the face, but also, and there's
Lucas says
Bark.
anyways.
Dude. Dude.
Wait, what did you just throw?
A remote.
Oh,
Guys.
we're going to get PETA called on us.
Anyways,
Jeez, dude. All right,
yeah,
we're gonna go and crop that out.
I mean, it's a big house. They were over there. He's fine.
You mean a big trailer? I thought you were in a
So-
trailer.
I'm in a house.
Oh, you're in a house. Nice.
But I've been kind of hating on Anthony Brown a little bit, but he really showed up in the end of that game when we needed him the most, and actually ended up Nope. He showed up when we needed him the most, and so I don't think you can play the kid Ty Thompson yet. Maybe if Anthony Brown's really struggling, he's kind of on a short leash at this point, but Oregon's going to end up winning this game. This isn't one of the games Oregon loses. Oregon wins this game. They continue to play well, and then they are going to lose to Utah the second to last season or game. I mean, that's just
Lucas. Are you saying you don't have confidence in the Ducks now to make the playoff?
if they win out, they will be in the playoff. Yeah. That's all. If they win out, they have to win out.
I mean, honestly, though, do you think they could compete with anybody in the top 4?
Maybe with Ty
yes.
Thompson. I can't
Yes,
say
I do.
Play yet?
Yes,
Like
I do
this?
think they can compete with anybody in the top 4. They already beat the number 5 ranked team in the country. So, yeah, I do think they can.
Alabama and Georgia, you think they could compete with?
Yes.
It'd be like Kentucky. I feel like if Oregon played Georgia.
Probably. But I think they can compete with them. They have a great roster.
They
have
do.
a great group
I
of kids.
think Oregon just
They're one of
lost
the
CJ
youngest-
Verdell, and it hurt
they're-
them. Like,
They're one of the how did it hurt them?
I think that
Travis
he was
Dye just had almost 250
I know,
yards
but
from
Verdell
scrimmage.
is just he's just built different. Like, I loved CJ Verdell.
Well, we all did for sure, but it didn't hurt them it didn't hurt them in the fact that we just lost a Heisman Trophy winner. Like, we didn't lose Marcus Mariota. We lost CJ Verdell, who was good, but I mean, can be replaced with how many good running backs we have.
Isn't he
I mean,
a different?
Byron Cardwell is our number 3 running back, and he was the number 1 running back coming out of California when we got him in the 2021 class. So we have great backs behind him. I think our biggest issue right now is play calling, and for some reason, Joe Moorhead likes to call the games like Fuente or Cornelison likes to call games for Virginia Tech, where they like
Which
to do
means
check downs.
It's very predictable.
Yes, they like to do little check downs every single play, and they run a read option.
Meaningless jet sweep to the short side of the field.
Yes, that's exactly how. And Moorhead. My problem with Moorhead and I don't want to go too long, but my problem with Moorhead is he treats Oregon like they have Trace McSorley and Saquon Barkley back there. They do not. Anthony Brown's a different quarterback than Trace McSorley, and we don't have a guy the caliber of Saquon Barkley. Now, Travis Dye is good, but we don't have Saquon Barkley. So he needs to change. Something needs to change. But if we do win out, if we win this game, we'll be in the – there's no way you can keep them out of the playoff if they win out.
It's because he's not coaching at Moorhead State. That's why.
Right.
He's not getting Moorhead.
Not right now. Maybe he is. He's chilling in the booth now. He's not on the field anymore.
Okay,
That's
guys,
why
$1
he's
ticket
distracted.
again. Come on. We are like at 2.5 hours. My goodness.
We're past our record already, I think. Texas State at Georgia State.
State.
The $1 ticket game. Now, story behind
Wait, you
this.
changed it.
Yeah, I did. I'll tell you why. I told you why. Because
Tired of having UConn on there?
yeah, that too. I felt bad for him. Come on, man. They just won last week. Let's give them a break.
That's fair. That's fair.
And plus, this was the cheapest ticket you could get. It's $5.
Oh.
It's not quite $1, but it's $5. Fun
So,
fact:
yeah,
I could go to this game. It is not that far from me.
I mean,
Why
I
don't you
like how Georgia State has taken the
Because
old
Georgia
Braves
State's
stadium and turned
terrible.
into a football stadium.
Hey, they
They really
almost
have.
beat Auburn, to be fair.
Okay, that's literally because Bo Nix played like dog do.
Yeah, so that's
Bo
going to be my
Nix
pick.
last week. Bo Nix for Heisman. If we go on last week,
So I don't know if any of you have ever in I can't remember what conference are they in? I can't
the
remember what
Sun
conference.
Belt.
Yeah,
Fun
they're in the
Belt.
Sun Belt. I don't know if you have ever played NCAA 14 on
Of
Heisman
course.
difficulty in the Sun Belt on a Sun Belt team. Every time you play Georgia State, their running back, no matter who it is, and their quarterback, no matter who it is, will
Kill
run
you.
all
Yep.
over you
Yep.
every single time. So I'm gonna take Georgia State here just for that reason.
Man, I don't know who to take here. I mean, Georgia State. You know, I like to meme them because we say that there's we have Georgia State and Georgia Southern in Georgia, and it's who's the real GSU? Is it State or Southern? 100%, I think it's Georgia Southern because Georgia State is literally a or an asphalt and concrete jungle in the middle of Atlanta, the forgotten Atlanta school behind Tech. But that being said, they
Aren't
did
they
just
in
have a good
HBCU, or they were before
No.
they joined the
No.
Sun Belt?
no.
I thought they were before they
No.
joined the Sun Belt.
No, I got into Georgia State literally in their honors program, and I know, and I'm visiting
Oh,
there.
you're
and
not
it's
black?
definitely,
I'm just kidding.
bruh. Nah, like I've actually went there. It's definitely not HBCU. I just can tell from the people that went there. I do have a lot of friends that went there. To Georgia State, but I guess for that reason, one of my best friends, Joseph, I'm gonna pick Georgia State for him, even though he doesn't really care about football like that.
All right, so I know nothing about either of these two teams, but since Texas is the bigger state, I'm going to go Texas State.
I'm taking Georgia State just because they've taken the Braves' old stadium and turned it into a football stadium, and it's a really nice stadium as far as I know. So Georgia State.
What Turner Field needed so much money in renovations.
Yeah, they did. They've turned it into a football stadium that's really nice for
You know
as
that-
far as I know.
That's where they play the high school football state championships now. They don't play at the Benz because it's too expensive to play there.
Oh, that's
apparently.
smart. Okay, and of course, the team that probably hates us if they ever see this, the team that hates that we've started following them and preaching about them, Presbyterian, San Diego, not state, San Diego. I'm sure that they wish they could change the name to the Chargers just to bring them back to that city. It takes on Presbyterian. I'm taking San Diego because every time we've had Presbyterian as this, they've lost ever since we started picking them.
I'm going the
Like,
same.
quite a
I
lot.
had the same idea because I have no idea how good the San Diego team is, but I watched, tried to keep up with the Presbyterian game last week, and they made some comebacks and they were doing pretty good. The fact that they don't kick the ball, I know it's a cool concept and it's like,
Oh, they don't punch?
sick. They don't kick. They go for it on fourth down every single time. Oh, they go for two. It kills them. It absolutely destroys this team. They are terrible because of it. It's awful.
The head
It's
coach
bad
is literally
football.
a 5-year-old playing Madden.
Yeah, it's bad football.
Ryan's
He's not
favorite
walking
line,
into the
dude. A new line is 5-year-old playing Madden. I
Yep.
love it.
I know Denver's coach.
Yeah, because he
Notre
is. A
Dame's
5-year-old would
coach.
outcoach him.
No, it's
Just
just
right
because the Bumcos suck.
No.
Yeah, y'all
Oh,
suck.
we'll see on Thursday.
Yeah.
But,
You-
we will when we beat
Yeah.
a Bakerless Browns team.
That doesn't count.
It does count.
Case
No, it
Keenum's gonna
doesn't.
beat you.
We don't have
Hey.
our 3 starting linebackers, so it does count.
No,
It makes it
doesn't.
even. Yes, it does.
Okay. Hey,
you.
it's my
Case
turn to
Keenum's gonna
pick.
ball in your
doofus.
Oh, I thought you already went.
No, I did not. So my story for this one: San Diego their last win, they won 13-10 over the greatest rapper, one of the greatest rappers alive, the greatest rapper from Canada all time, in Drake. And if you're able to beat Drake,
What did you just say?
I said the best rapper from Canada all time, they beat Drake.
Okay, that's fair.
How many rappers are from Canada, though?
A decent amount. He's one of the greatest all time, though. To be fair, let's give him a break. But my point being, since they beat the greatest rapper ever from Canada, and Drake, that's a big win in my book. That's a lot of respect in my book. And just for that, I'm going for San Diego. What's their mascot again? Let me look here again. They are the Toreros.
Toreros?
It's
The Doritos.
no.
Doritos Locos Tacos?
Yeah, so I'm going with the Doritos, Locos Tacos, in San Diego.
Are we all going San Diego? Let's all go
We're all
San
going
Diego
San
just so
Diego.
Presbyterian wins.
It's something with bullfighting, it looks like.
Tora.
All right.
All right.
Well, that's it for our picks, huh?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't go yet.
Yes, you did.
Go.
No, I didn't.
No, he didn't.
Then go.
I don't
I'm
care.
So I'm going to go Presbyterian on this one, and this is why.
No.
Oh no. Should I be ready? Should I have the mute button ready?
Yeah.
It's not going to be bad. So,
Oh my God, it better not.
San Diego started off the year losing 4 straight games. They lost 4. They were 0-4.
Okay.
They've won 3 straight games in a row. Presbyterian started off 2-0 and has lost 4 in a row. Okay.
I'm not
So,
going with this one.
I'm going to kind of reverse it, and now Presbyterian's going to win 3 games in a row. So, yeah, go Presbyterian. Blue Hose want Bama.
Ryan,
Blue Hose
Ryan.
are the best team in the FCS and FBS
Ryan.
combined.
football
So,
map.
yeah.
Ugh, hurts my brain. I need a boot. I'm adding a boot thing next. I'm adding a boot sound effect now just for that.
Next week, I'm gonna make all of the memes for all of
I'm
them.
literally just going to keep picking
All right.
Presbyterian until they win.
Okay. And that is finally the end of the show. Josh, why are you saying no? Yes.
That's good.
That is finally the end of the show. Thank you, everyone who came out to watch this. What episode is this? Episode 5 or 6?
It's 6, I think.
Episode 6 of the Week 0 podcast. For Lucas, Travis Dye for Heisman, McKnight, or Travis Dye is your dad, sorry. For Andrew, how about them dogs, Coster?
How about them dogs?
Ryan will beat USC Fravel. I am Connor Sarah. Excuse me for beating fucking Jordy. And we will see you next Wednesday night at 7 p.m.
Go Braves! Don't blow it.
Go Lakers.
Y'all suck. Shut up.
Y'all suck.